income plan with its 30% deposit match and 9.5% guaranteed annual rate of return, backed by a Fortune 100 company. The 30+9 plan provides safety, security, and peace of mind. It's something everyone should take a look at. For free information, call or text to 888-411-4130 or click this video to learn more.
For more than 30 years, Fisher House Foundation has provided families of wounded, injured, and ill service members and veterans a home away from home at no cost, because a family's love is good medicine. Learn more at fisherhouse.org.
With VerboCare, help is always ready, before, during, and after your stay. We've planned for the plot twist, so support is always available, because a great trip starts with peace of mind.
Victim and a human being behind every number.
Barbara Britt, WMAL and WMAL.com.
State's attorneys across Maryland are largely opposing a proposed change to juvenile justice.
With 32 votes in the affirmative, Senate Bill 323 having received a constitutional majority is declared passed.
Senate President Bill Ferguson is for the measure that would see 16 and 17-year-olds facing violent crimes now head to juvenile court instead of being tried as adults. But concerns from prosecutors like Howard County's Allison Healy include
the consequences is we're going to have violent offenders back on our streets.
Prince George's County's Tara Jackson agrees. She tells Fox 45.
Automatically sending children to a system that doesn't work now, that we know doesn't work now, is not the answer. Fix the system first.
Despite the concerns, the bill is now making its way through the House. Scott Lemon, WMAL and WMAL.com.
Fairfax County Police are working to break up an ATM theft ring. At least 3 thefts in recent weeks have taken place at a 7-Eleven in Huntington, a Walgreens in Merrifield, and a Sunoco station in Dunloring. The thieves used hydraulic tools to break into the machines and take cash. Police believe the same men are responsible for all 3 heists. They are asking for the public's help in trying to solve the case. Checking your money, the Dow futures up 208 points this hour. NASDAQ futures up 115. Up next, traffic and weather on WMAL.
Prime one-day deliveries fast. How fast we talking? We're talking tissues and hot tea fast. Feel better meds fast. Relief at your door fast. So you can actually breathe out of both nostrils fast. Like I just ordered, and it's already here fast. Fast one-day delivery to feel better sooner. It's on Prime.
Finally, car shopping made for you. Meet Car Gurus Discover, a new search feature where you can look for vehicles using your own words. Whether you want great gas mileage or extra trunk space, simply type it in, and Car Gurus Discover will give you real shoppable listings that match. It's no wonder Car Gurus is the #1 visited car shopping site according to SimilarWeb's estimated traffic data. Buy or sell your next car today with Car Gurus at CarGurus.com. Go to CarGurus.com to make sure your big deal is the best deal. That's CarGurus.com. CarGurus.com.
Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car.
Well, son, I think so, too. Now, have you thought about how you're going to finance it?
Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop in and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now.
Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
WMAL traffic and weather, Jamie Whitten in the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
Northbound 395, right as you merge off from the Beltway, that's where we had the incident on the right shoulder. Still a little bit of a distraction leaving 95 northbound. Next set of delays on the inbound 14th Street Bridge, take you onto the freeway. Westbound freeway still slow between the 3rd Street Tunnel and the 14th Street Bridge. Ongoing sinkhole repairs on Connecticut Avenue at Aspen Hill Road. You can get through the intersection, but do watch for some closures. 270, once you get past 109, light volume heading onto the 270 spur. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Weather Channel forecast.
A very good looking morning with cold now is settled in, 20 to 30 degrees colder start than yesterday. Today, 55. That stiff breeze will make it feel a little chillier. Hopefully you're prepped. Tonight, 40, suburbs 30s. Saturday, sunshine 57. By Sunday, it becomes cloudy with a high near 60. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Staging on WMAL.
39 degrees now at Reagan National. I'm John Matthews. News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Now on 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app. Chris Plant.
I am a little stitious.
Got to be a little bit stitious, things being the way that they are. And it's probably not too stitious to say, hey, what the hell's going on with this whole Islamic thing? We got jihadis all over the world. The Western Europeans are surrendering to the jihad. They don't have to be conquered anymore. They're surrendering. From London to Paris to Spain to Madrid, they surrender. You don't need the North African Muslim hordes to invade. Just get an apartment. Go to school in Spain and tell the Western Europeans that you're in charge now, and they'll say, okay. Also, here in the United States, we had 2 radical Islamic jihadi attacks. One of them happened while we were on the air yesterday, and I shared all of the initial information coming out of Old Dominion University yesterday, and all of it was entirely correct. Even after the second and third wash of the story and the information, Old Dominion University, radical Islamic jihadi attacked, murdered one, and then a really great thing happened. Young American men got up and killed the jihadi on the spot, not with a gun. One had a pocket knife. One had at least one. And the initial reports, and I was getting the reports very accurately from my friend Brian, who has a family tied to Old Dominion University, and he was being fed real-time information, and Brian was feeding it to me, and I was sharing it with you. All of it was accurate and holds up. Survives the test of time. Initial reports are always wrong, but Brian was feeding me the correct reports in real time yesterday, and great response by the great American young men that saw the jihadi attacking, killed the lieutenant colonel who was at the front of the class, and the jihadi walked in and said, "Is this the ROTC class?" "Yes, it is." And then he opened fire on the lieutenant colonel conducting the class for the ROTC, and young men in the class got up, at least one with a pocket knife, and killed the filthy, rotten jihadi SOB. And that is a good thing. Also, a jihadi attacking a synagogue in Michigan, in West Bloomfield, Michigan, in the Detroit metropolitan area. And my sister-in-law from Bloomfield Hills, attacking the synagogue with a vehicle. And the vehicle had an explosive device in it because he wanted to blow up all the children at the school, the preschool there, kids from 2 years old to 5 years old. And the jihadi was there to blow them all up. But they had security at the synagogue, what with all the jihadis and the Democrats. And, you got to have security. So at the synagogue, they had security. And the security had recently, just weeks ago, been trained by the FBI, the Federal Bureau of Investigation. And the security people, now with the jihadi crashed his vehicle through the front of the synagogue and apparently blazing down a hallway inside of the synagogue, planning on detonating where all the children were, more than 100 children. He was hoping to murder them all. And the Democrats are saying, oh, well, it's so sad. Also, one of them is a convicted terrorist already that we decided to let go free, give him early parole, let him go. What's the worst that could happen? Remarkable country that we've got here. And the security trained by the FBI weeks ago at the synagogue in West Bloomfield, Michigan, they killed the jihadi. He had a rifle with him and an exploding truck after crashing through the front of the synagogue. He planned on killing as many children and as many Jews as possible, what with the jihad and everything. And the trained security people killed him. and kept him from doing any more damage. And that is a very good thing indeed, very positive thing. And, armed American heroes at the synagogue in Michigan, and also with firearms and training. Good guy with a gun saves the day. Once again, Democrats are against the good guy with the gun. Democrats are with the jihad. They really are at this point. They're on the side of Iran and every jihadi that comes along. We've also had 4 radical Islamic jihadi attacks inside the United States in the last handful of weeks, including attacks before the military operation in Iran began. And the news media, they don't report the news. They're just propaganda outlets from hell is what they're. But we had good guys with guns, or a good guy with a gun at the synagogue in Michigan. And we had good guy with knife in Virginia for the jihadi attack there. And the outcomes were, they could have been much worse because the jihad, And Democrats, what do? They crash their cars into ICE agents. And speaking of which, I see Chuck Schumer yesterday. He said, and it was perhaps a little slip of the tongue. He doesn't know the difference between millions and billions, but he said that ICE, because of the new law that Republicans want to pass, that ICE will free. What are they going to do? Tens of billions. They're going to deport tens of billions. Tens of billions will be eligible for deportation. He has no idea how many people are in the United States or on planet Earth, or what ICE does. He has no idea. He should be forcibly retired. He's a maroon and an embarrassment to even the Congress, which is not an easy thing to be an embarrassment to at this point in time. But we have big things going on. Old Dominion University, that was happening while we were on the air yesterday. ROTC student stood up, pulled his pocket knife out, and took out the jihadi, because what's a pocket knife for, and what is bravery for? What are young men for? This is Democrats call it toxic masculinity, and they defend the jihad. They protect and defend the jihad and the jihadis. And by the way, they're both immigrants to the United States. And the one at Old Dominion University, this guy, he's from Lebanon apparently, and the news media is saying, he had family members killed in Lebanon. Oh, you mean because the radical Islamic jihadi army called Hezbollah keeps raining death down on Israel to the south and hoping to kill all their children? Is that why there were people killed in Lebanon? Because they keep attacking the much more powerful, much more intelligent country next door? Is that it? I think that might be it. Yes, sir. That's Mohammed Jallah. Mohammed Jallah, Jalloh, 36-year-old illegal, well, not an illegal alien. He's an immigrant from Lebanon, and he gunned down the ROTC instructor, and then a cadet in the classroom, ROTC, jumped into action, got busy, and pulled out his knife and attacked the jihadi with a gun, I believe, a rifle, but I'm not certain what kind of firearm he had, and he killed. Now this is the kind of toxic masculinity we need more of, and the Democrats, they're for neutering everybody. I'll try to keep it clean. Isn't that amazing? We've got that. So that's those are big stories going on, and the huge one. One of the huge stories said, and he's yelling Allahu Akbar, of course, because what else would he say? He's yelling Allahu Akbar at Old Dominion University, gunning down a great American lieutenant colonel, ROTC class leader, and that happened yesterday. But this guy, Mohammed Jallah, he was convicted years ago of attempting to aid ISIS, the Islamic State, the terrorist organization, and he was sent to prison. And again, he's an immigrant from Lebanon. And when he finished his prison term, the Biden administration Justice Department just let him go
out into the streets of America. He's a Lebanese immigrant who was convicted of aiding ISIS and sent to prison. And then his prison sentence was shortened. He was paroled early, apparently by a judge from the Bush administration. And normally, of course, it's the Obama administration or the Biden administration or even the Clinton administration. This judge, apparently a Bush appointee, and say, hey, let's let Mohammed go. Mohammed Jalal, who's an immigrant from Lebanon attempting to aid ISIS, and let's let him go. What's the worst that could happen? And he went to Old Dominion University and tried to mow down a classroom full of people at the ROTC class there. And I got to tell you, and we didn't deport him when he was released from prison after serving time and having his prison sentence reduced while he was trying to aid ISIS, the Islamic State. And we let him out of prison and didn't deport him. Said, let's let him go in the country. And it's also this guy served in the Virginia National Guard, where probably he was probably there to learn how to kill people so he could be a more effective jihadi. He had been sentenced to 11 years in prison, and then he was released in 2024 and released early from his sentence. And again, he wasn't deported. 36-year-old jihadi, that's as old as he's going to get because now he's dead. And that's a good thing. Yelling Allahu Akbar. And that's the jihad. And Democrats say, well, it's Trump's fault because of Iran. Yeah, because this has never happened before. Yeah, it started when Trump dropped a bomb on Iran. That's when it started, right? Not 1,400 years ago or 47 years ago, but when Trump dropped a bomb on Iran to try to liberate 92 million people from the tyranny of the radical Islamist regime there. Just extraordinary stuff. Yes, sir. And again, in Michigan, another jihadi attack on a synagogue trying to massacre a bunch of little children with a truck bomb and a rifle. And that was another jihadi attack. And the Democrats got everything wrong because they're wrong about everything all the time. Isn't that amazing? Yes, it is. What do you hear? They got a George Soros prosecutor down there in where the jihadi attack was in Virginia. They've got a George Soros prosecutor there, and he's hanging out with a Nation of Islam thug standing back there posing with his bow tie and his jawbone and his, the old Nation of Islam pose back there. And what do you hear what this Soros prosecutor said? Turns out it's all America's fault on the Second Amendment and Republicans. That's what this Soros prosecutor said. And it's amazing stuff. The Commonwealth attorney in Virginia down there, whose name is Ramin Fatehi. And he blamed Republicans and the Second Amendment and guns, because if we just banned all the guns like they've done in Iran, then everything would be much better. The Democrat Party is bringing jihad to the United States of America, and they're gleeful about it. And they're going to get everybody killed and start shooting more in the United States because they're open-minded. They're open-minded. And as one of our brilliant callers said yesterday, these Democrats, they're so open-minded that their brains fall out. And he said, I think so, it fall out of their ears. That was good. That was fun stuff. Good conversation. So the Democrat Party and their prosecutors, and they love terrorists and they love murderers and they love illegal alien gang members and MS-13 and Tren de Aragua. They love them all. It's just America they don't like. That's the fact. We also had 4 more Americans killed in the Middle East. They were the crew of an in-flight refueling tanker, a KC-135, which is a great big airplane. It's an old Boeing 707 airplane, in-flight refueling tanker, the KC-135. And it crashed not as a result of enemy fire and not as a result of friendly fire, but it crashed. They're very old airplanes, these 707 airplanes, the KC-135, crashed and 4 Americans killed in western Iraq. And that, according to the U.S. Central Command, it was It was not hostile action, and it was not an accidental friendly fire incident, but the plane did go down and 4 Americans were killed. Really unrelated to essentially unrelated to combat operations there, but perhaps providing in-flight refueling to warplanes that were taking action. So we've got that on Capitol Hill. We've got the Save America Act, which is something the Democrats are fighting against because they want to make sure that you don't have to show an ID to vote, as you have to do in Somalia and as you have to do in South Africa. The liberal wank on look at the time on Newsmax last night said, "Oh yeah." I said, "Well, they require photo ID in Somalia," and the liberal said, "Oh, so we want to have the same standards as they have for voting in Somalia?" Said, "I think we should have standards at least as high as the standards they have in Somalia and in South Africa." Nelson Mandela campaigned in favor of voter ID in South Africa. And Democrats here in the United States say it would be racist because the soft bigotry of low expectations leads them to believe that black people don't have IDs and couldn't possibly get them because they're black. That's coming from the party of slavery and Jim Crow. That's the Democrat Party, the party of the Confederate States of America. These are not good people, gotta tell you. Wackadoodle stuff. So I've got updates for you on all the jihad in Michigan, in Virginia. Oh, and in New York. The first lady of New York City. I don't think they should call her that. Her name is Rama Dawaji. And God, she loves killing the Jews. And the mayor there, you see the little powwow they had for, they removed all the furniture, laid down rugs, and invited lots of jihadis in to hate on the Jews. And the mayor's wife, Rama Dawaji, she loves essays about killing Jews, and the Jews are vampires. This is the Democrat First Lady of New York City. Got that coming up. 888-630-9625.
There's only one Chris Plant. The Chris Plant Show. News Talk 105.9 WMAL. Making sense of the news.
WMAL traffic from the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center. 424 Davidsonville Road, south of the John Hanson Highway. Still watch for delays each direction for the crash. Follow police there. 50 coming out of Bowie to the Beltway, wide open. Inside the Beltway, we cleared out for Riverdale and Chevrolet. Now on the freeway, slows to the work zone heading to the outbound 14th Street Bridge. Delays before the 3rd Street Tunnel. And road work is set up on the Beltway outer loop at the American Legion Bridge. Left lane blocked, delays off of 270. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Weather Channel forecast.
Increasing clouds, windy at times today with a high of 55. Clear skies overnight, low 40.
Prime one-day deliveries fast. How fast we talking? We're talking tissues and hot tea fast. Feel better meds fast. Relievers your door fast. So you can actually breathe out of both nostrils fast. Like I just ordered, and it's already here fast. Fast one-day delivery to feel better sooner. It's on Prime.
Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car.
Son, I think so too. Now, have you thought about how you're going to finance it?
Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop in and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now.
Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
It's time to wake up to a chance to win. The Mega Millions jackpot is rising, so get a stretch in, pour yourself a cup of joe, and head to your favorite New York lottery retailer to seize the day. It's your chance to win the $35 million jackpot. Good morning and good luck, New York. Please play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call the Hope Line at 1-8778-HOPE-NY or text hope, and why.
The pediatric team at Community Health Center of the North Country understands your kids are the most important things in your life, and each one of them is unique in their own way. This means care needs to be personalized for each son or daughter you bring through the doors at our Ogdensburg Health Center. Dr. Sunny Patel and Dr. Tiffany Act accepting new patients now and providing that personalized pediatric care for every stage of your child's life. Visit chcnorthcountry.org for more information.
It's truck and SUV season at Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader. Just look at the rows of trucks and the rows of SUVs ready for winter, like a Ford F-150 XLT, yours for just $37,999. How about a 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander, just $20,999? Or a beautiful Chevy truck Z71, yours for $26,999. Rows of trucks and rows of SUVs during truck and SUV season at the veteran-owned Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader and out of Washington Street, or online at widgetautosales.com.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car.
Well, son, I think so too. Now, have you thought about how you're going to finance it?
Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop in and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now.
Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
First thing each morning, O'Connor and Company with Larry O'Connor. Weekday mornings from 5 to 9 on WMAL.
And the New York Times sucks. It's impossible to hate the media enough. These terrorists in New York that showed up with the homemade nail bombs and threw them at peaceful protesters near the mayor's house. Who cares? The least relevant point. But the New York Times has a headline. At 13, he was selling sneakers. Probably stolen sneakers. At 13, he was selling sneakers. At 18, he's facing terror charges. That's the New York Times headline. How about 18-year-old son of immigrants throws nail bomb at peaceful protesters? But no. And it's funny because at 13, he was selling sneakers. At 18, he's facing terror charges. Amir Balat, and a rabbi in New York posted the New York Times headline, and he said, at 19, he was applying to the Academy of Fine Arts in Vienna. At 56, Soviets were shelling his Führer bunker in Berlin. Yeah, that's true. Hitler was a teenager once, too. Yeah, and I got another one from the New York Times. Temple Israel, that was attacked yesterday in Michigan. Temple Israel was founded in 1941, dedicated to the formation of a Jewish state. Hardly relevant at this moment.
This is the Chris Plant Show. News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
WMAL traffic from the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center. Road crews are set up on the Beltway outer loop on the American Legion Bridge. That left lane is coned off. Watch for delays coming off at 270. Road crews also slow the freeway, merging off of the 11th Street Bridge with the stop and go that takes you to the southbound side of 395 on the outbound 14th Street Bridge. Davidsonville still follow police direction on 424 each direction just south of 50, the John Hanson Highway for the crash. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Weather Channel forecast.
Increasing clouds, windy at times today with a high of 55. Clear skies overnight, low 40.
The pediatric team at Community Health Center of the North Country understands your kids are the most important things in your life, and each one of them is unique in their own way. This means care needs to be personalized for each son or daughter you bring through the doors at our Ogdensburg Health Center. Dr. Sunny Patel and Dr. Tiffany Hecht accepting new patients now and providing that personalized pediatric care for every stage of your child's life. Visit chcnorthcountry.org for more information.
It's truck and SUV season at Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader. Just look at the rows of trucks and the rows of SUVs ready for winter, like a Ford F-150 XLT, yours for just $37,999. How about a 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander, just $20,999? Or a beautiful Chevy truck Z71, yours for $26,999. Rows of trucks and rows of SUVs during truck and SUV season at the veteran-owned Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader in out of Washington Street, or online at widgetautosales.com.
O'Reilly. Check engine, ABS, or maintenance light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. The service is free and provides a report with solutions verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you need help, we can recommend a shop for you. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car.
Well, son, I think so too. Now, have you thought about how you're going to finance it?
Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop in and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now.
Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Because I'm committed to showing up for my team, I rely on quality parts from Advance Auto Parts to keep me ready when it counts. From quick fixes during the week to game day drives on the weekend, they have the right parts to keep me moving and on the road, so I can be there for every game, every inning, and every moment my team is counting on, all the way to life's good parts. Visit your local Advance Auto Parts today.
The pediatric team at Community Health Center of the North Country understands your kids are the most important things in your life, and each one of them is unique in their own way. This means care needs to be personalized for each son or daughter you bring through the doors at our Ogdensburg Health Center. Dr. Sunny Patel and Dr. Tiffany Hecht accepting new patients now and providing that personalized pediatric care for every stage of your child's life. Visit chcnorthcountry.org for more information.
WMAL, making sense of party politics, because somebody's got to hold their feet to the fire. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
Not everybody's melting into our melting pot. I think that one of the lessons out of all this, we've had 4 radical Islamic jihadi attacks on the United States just in a couple of weeks. We had the 2 jihadis making their improvised explosive devices in New York City and hurling them at peaceful protesters who object to the Islamization of New York City by the Islamist mayor and his genocidal, racist wife who would exterminate all the Jews on earth, and the Democrats voted them into office, and they're living in Gracie Mansion. And the 2 jihadis there that made their nail bombs, their improvised explosive devices, the sons of immigrants from Muslim nations that were taken in by the United States to give them safe harbor, safe haven from a dangerous world. And instead they brought their disease here, and their children are jihadis, an 18-year-old jihadi and a 19-year-old jihadi being raised in the homes of their parents who were
safely ensconced here in the United States in Pennsylvania. So we had that jihadi attack. We had a Senegalese immigrant that gunned down, 16 people at a bar, a nightclub in Austin, Texas, killing 3 of them, wounding, I believe, 13 more. And he, again, a Muslim immigrant from Senegal in West Africa. Then we had the Virginia attack yesterday at Old Dominion University. An immigrant from Sierra Leone in West Africa, a Muslim immigrant from Sierra Leone in West Africa. In fact, I think I got that wrong earlier, and Jasmine corrected me, thankfully. But I might have said that he was from Lebanon. No, but the terrorist attack at the synagogue in Michigan yesterday, that's an immigrant from Lebanon. That's the immigrant from Lebanon, a Muslim immigrant from Lebanon. And maybe we should stop taking in immigrants that are Muslims for a little while, maybe the next 300 years or so, until we can sort out this whole jihad, this global jihad thing. The melting pot is not melting everybody. You got some hard nuts out there, and they're not melting in the melting pot. Isn't that amazing? So we had the terrorist attack yesterday in Virginia, and that Old Dominion University, 1 killed, and then the great students, the ROTC students, stand up, and at least one of them with a good pocket knife attacked, along with a couple of other students, I hear, attacked the jihadi and killed the jihadi right there in the classroom. And that's what you want to see. Armed, trained guards at the synagogue in West Bloomfield, Michigan. The trained guards gunned down the jihadi there, who crashed his vehicle through the van, through the front of the synagogue, loaded with a giant explosive device, an improvised explosive device, and he had a rifle. And fortunately, the security people there, who had just been trained a couple of weeks earlier by the FBI, they responded quickly, and they killed the jihadi there. In Austin, Texas, the Austin, Texas police showed up in 57 seconds, and they killed the jihadi there, but he had already shot, I think, 16 people. In New York, there were liberals there yelling at people through bullhorns about how terrible they are, when a jihadi shoved one of the liberals out of the way and threw a homemade improvised explosive device nail bomb at peaceful protesters who were ironically objecting to the Islamization of New York City when they were attacked by a jihadi with an improvised explosive devices, 2 jihadis, and their lawyer said, they didn't even know each other. They were just 2 Muslim guys who showed up with 2 bombs, coincidentally at the same place, to firebomb peaceful protesters. And again, the New York Times headline on the attack in Michigan yesterday, the New York Times headline is, Temple Israel. This is there's just been a terrorist attack at this synagogue in Michigan, and the New York Times headline is, Temple Israel was founded in 1941, dedicated to the formation of a Jewish state, which had not been created yet because the Holocaust was still ongoing, and the Socialist Workers' Party of Germany was massacring Jews because they're Jews, and the jihadis everywhere are eager to massacre Jews because they're Jews, and the Democrats are on the side of the jihadis, which puts them on the side of the Nazis, I think, doesn't it, of the Socialist Workers' Party of Adolf Hitler. Why is that the New York Times headline? It says the temple is one of the largest reform institutions in America, with thousands of families and an early education center. Yeah, the guy with the truck bomb and the rifle was targeting the early education center with all the children, more than 100 children between the ages of 2 and 5 years old. Isn't that great? And Jews Fight Back on the Twitter account. They say a terrorist rams a vehicle into a Jewish preschool at Temple Israel in West Bloomfield, Michigan, right? And children were inside. And what's the New York Times headline? That the synagogue was founded in 1941, dedicated to the formation of a Jewish state. That's kind of a peculiar headline, I've got to say. Yeah, what does the synagogue being founded in 1941 have to do with a terrorist targeting the Jewish Children's Center in Michigan today? It, of course, has nothing to do with the
the terrorist attack, but the New York Times is run by mentally ill people that call themselves liberals. And the New York Times, with terrorists in New York making improvised explosive devices and throwing them at peaceful protesters, New York Times says at 13, he was selling sneakers. At 18, he's facing terror charges. That's because he's a terrorist. In February, Amir Balat disappeared from the online marketplace he frequented. Weeks later, he was arrested in a homemade bomb attack near Gracie Mansion. You know, the fact that it's near Gracie Mansion has virtually nothing to do with it either, but gotta tell you. Yeah, and that's right. And Adolf Hitler at 19 was trying to get into the Academy of Fine Arts. If only in Vienna, if only had been accepted, you know, then maybe he would have become an artist and Democrats would be fighting over Hitler art, which I think they are now. He was a painter too, you know. Churchill was a better painter. And Churchill could dance the pants off of Hitler as well, as everyone knows. Our Democrat Party and the jihad, just amazing.
Nobody ever said a bad word about Winston Churchill, did they? Churchill, this is cigars. Look, it's plenty. And just rotten painting, rotten. Hitler, there was a painter. He could paint an entire apartment in one afternoon, 2 coats. Hitler was better looking than Churchill. He was a better dresser than Churchill. He had more hair. He told funnier jokes than he could dance the pants off of Churchill.
He could dance the pants off of Churchill. That's everybody knows that about Hitler, and quite a painter. 2 rooms, 1 afternoon by himself. That's wacky. You know, John Wilkes Booth just wanted to go see a play at Ford's Theater. You know, and then the next thing you know, he's under arrest for shooting Abraham Lincoln in the back of the head. The Democrat Party. We have not gone to a telephone call yet. Let's go to the telephones. Let's go to Rich, calling from Manassas, Virginia. Rich, you're on the Chris Plant Show.
Good morning, Chris. Thanks for taking my call. By the way, Hunter Biden is the better painter of all of them.
That's a very good point. Thank you for bringing that in, because that's an important consideration. Hunter, he's getting $500,000 a painting, and it looks like a drop cloth.
The reason I called is I think it's more appropriate to call the terrorists fundamental Islamic terrorists, because they're just following the example of the Prophet Muhammad. We need to study the history, and that is the Prophet Muhammad threatened Mecca and Medina. One of them capitulated or submitted. That's what the word Islam translates to, submission. One submitted, didn't he sack them, and he murdered, and he and his people murdered the men. He's a rapist. He is a seller of women and children into sexual slavery. I could really go on, but the point here is that these people, in my view, are not radical. They are fundamental, and they're not doing anything wrong. In fact, and back to submission, you know, where do you think the term convert or die came from? That's from the battlefield of you must become a Muslim, otherwise we're allowed to kill you on the battlefield. So that's my basic point there.
Yes, and all of that is absolutely true, and it's true. The word Islam means submit or to submit, and that's the sort of the fundamental bedrock of the religion. And it's true that Jesus was a peacenik, and Muhammad was a sword-wielding warrior that led armies into battle. And then you made reference to Aisha, the underage bride, one of his many brides of the Prophet Muhammad. And I believe he married her when she was 9 years old. But I think, according to the story, he didn't deflower her until she was 11. I think that's correct. Because, you got to be patient.
That makes it better, right?
Yeah. Well, and with Democrats, that seems to be pretty normal these days, too. The whole Jeffrey Epstein thing, that's a Democrat cabal. They keep trying to accuse everybody else. But Jeffrey Epstein was a lifelong fundraiser for Democrats, and we're still trying to figure out where all those billions came from, but Democrats are behind it everywhere you look. And the long list of people involved with Epstein over the years, Democrats everywhere you look, Democrats. That's crazy. But yeah, good. I like your point, Rich, about Islam and fundamentalists, because they are strict adherents to the teachings of the faith based on the Quran and the Hadith, right?
Correct. Yeah. And peace be unto the prophet. Thanks for taking my call.
Yeah, man. Thanks, Rich. See there, it's just a rational conversation, adult conversation, serious people, wise people, learned people, educated people, and we have intelligent people now. At NPR, they don't let their listeners call in and say anything because they know that their listeners are all insane and ignorant and violently mentally ill and probably cross-dressing, which is on radio probably all right, but they still don't take the calls. But yeah, the submission and Aisha, Muhammad's child bride. That's all perfectly normal in the yes, sir. Yep, that's just amazing. Let's go to another phone call. Let's go to, I know you want to get to audio. We gotta have audio to get to. Let's go to Kevin calling from Somerville, South Carolina. Kevin, you're on the Chris Plant Show.
Hey, Chris, how you doing?
Hey, Kevin, couldn't be better. We got great stuff going on here. It was day before yesterday. It was 86 degrees, and that was global warming. And then yesterday we had a really beautiful snowstorm, and that was climate change. And today,
see that.
Yeah, see, it's Democrat language. The manipulation of language is very important. Day before yesterday, 86 degrees. That's global warming. Now, yesterday had a really beautiful snow, and that was climate change.
I love it, man. Down here in South Carolina, we had the same thing. It was 85 on the other day. Today it's 45. I love it.
It's called the weather. It always changes, doesn't it?
It is. And I've never known anybody to be able to control it. Hey, man, I've been watching the footage about the war over there in Iran, and they've been showing a lot of footage from the Lincoln, but nothing from the Ford. And yesterday I was reading, they had a fire in the laundry room. Somebody must have been with the fulminated mercury, huh?
Yeah.
And, I'm kind of wondering what's happening with Ford. I mean, is the emails broken? Is the head stopped up again? I don't know. I've not seen a bit of footage from the Ford on the news.
Oh, you know what? I'm going to scratch the surface on that and see what I can find out, because that's interesting that two American aircraft carriers, the USS Abraham Lincoln, USS Gerald R. Ford, both equal, essentially, aircraft carriers. And I had not detected that, Kevin, but I'm gonna find out what's going on with that. They may be rotating the carriers. I'm not sure if they're both in the range. I thought one of them was over by Israel. That makes for a long flight, yeah. But I'm gonna have to look into that, because you've made me curious about that.
There's a news that Ford transited the Suez Canal, and you can tell if it's the Ford or the Lincoln, because the Lincoln has steam catapults and the Ford has the email system, and the emails is never up to speed to begin with, along with the plumbing. So
is that right? Fun.
Yeah, go ahead and scratch the surface on that. You might find something cool. And another thing, I thought of something. While sitting last night, after all these crazy Islamophobes or these Muslims been shooting people up, that they've got all the words for xenophobe and homophobe and stuff like that, but nothing for Christians. So how about Christophobe?
Well, that's I think I've used that before, actually. Yeah, Islamophobia is a term.
Really? Wow.
Christianophobia, and what do we call it? Israelophobia. We love the Islamophobia thing. Like, a phobia. Kevin, a phobia is an irrational fear. Right?
It is.
But is it really an irrational fear when we've had 4 radical Islamic Muslim attacks in the United States in the last couple of weeks? And let's face it, I remember I was driving to work one day,
a long time ago when an airliner crashed into the Pentagon, and I was pulling into my parking lot, and I remember that I had the stench of charred human flesh in my sinuses for the better part of a year, and I don't think it was an irrational fear that.
I don't think so.
Yeah, that led to my thinking on these matters, and the jihad has been ongoing for 1,400 years. Thomas Jefferson taking on the Barbary pirates, and this has been going on and on. The gates of Vienna and the assaults on the Holy Land and the Crusades, and all this has been going on for quite some time. And to the jihadis, this is still the Crusades. They're still waging their holy war, their Islamic holy war against Christendom, Christianity, and naturally against the state of Israel, because they can't sit still while Jews cook dinner and sit down with their families in peace. Can't do that.
That's right.
Yeah, Islamophobia. Now, I think these people have Ameriphobia and Israelophobia, and certainly Christianophobia, no doubt about it. But yeah, you're right, Kevin. We got to get these more into regular usage, into the lexicon. Thanks, Kevin.
You're listening to The Chris Plant Show. News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
WMAL traffic from the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center. Crash cleanup continues in Davidsonville on 424 just south of 50 to John Hanson Highway right near Rutland Road. We're under police direction there. For Marlboro, it's the roadwork slowing northbound 301 heading toward Trade Zone Avenue. Roadwork on the Beltway blocks the left lane. Outer loop on the American Legion Bridge. Delays off the 270 spur. And roadwork slows the freeway westbound off of the 11th Street Bridge to the outbound 14th Street Bridge. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Weather Channel forecast.
Increasing clouds, windy at times today with a high of 55. Clear skies overnight, low 40.
It's truck and SUV season at Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader. Just look at the rows of trucks and the rows of SUVs ready for winter, like a Ford F-150 XLT, yours for just $37,999. How about a 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander, just $20,999? Or a beautiful Chevy truck Z71, yours for $26,999. Rows of trucks and rows of SUVs during truck and SUV season at the veteran-owned Widget Auto Sales, the used car leader on out of Washington Street, or online at widgetautosales.com.
The pediatric team at Community Health Center of the North Country understands your kids are the most important things in your life, and each one of them is unique in their own way. This means care needs to be personalized for each son or daughter you bring through the doors at our Ogdensburg Health Center. Dr. Sunny Patel and Dr. Tiffany Hecht accepting new patients now and providing that personalized pediatric care for every stage of your child's life. Visit chcnorthcountry.org for more information.
Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car.
Well, son, I think so too. Now, have you thought about how you're going to finance it?
Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop it and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now.
Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
With Verbo, it pays to book your 30A stay early. Save over $530 when booking 7+ night stays at least 60 days in advance and secure your dream vacation home before it's gone. Verbo, book now, relax longer. Average savings $550. Select homes only.
It's time to wake up to a chance to win. The Powerball jackpot is rising. So get a stretch in, pour yourself a cup of joe, and head to your favorite New York lottery retailer to seize the day. It's your chance to win the $16 million jackpot. Good morning and good luck, New York. Please play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call the Hope Line at 1-8778-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
It's truck and SUV season at Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader. Just look at the rows of trucks and the rows of SUVs ready for winter, like a Ford F-150 XLT, yours for just $37,999. How about a 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander, just $20,999? Or a beautiful Chevy truck Z71, yours for $26,999. Rows of trucks and rows of SUVs during truck and SUV season at the veteran-owned Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader in out Washington Street, or online at widgetautosales.com.
The pediatric team at Community Health Center of the North Country understands your kids are the most important things in your life, and each one of them is unique in their own way. This means care needs to be personalized for each son or daughter you bring through the doors at our Ogdensburg Health Center. Dr. Sunny Patel and Dr. Tiffany Hecht accepting new patients now and providing that personalized pediatric care for every stage of your child's life. Visit chcnorthcountry.org for more information.
Why is it okay for you to wage
Men,
war?
if you're suffering
but
from
the
erectile
United
dysfunction
States
or
can't
PE,
wage war
you're not
against
alone.
those
Most
trying
importantly,
to,
you don't have to live with it.
do away
True
with
Vitality Medical
Americanism.
Center restores men's sex lives in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, even when Viagra and Cialis don't work. Here's Dr. Simovitz, specialist in men's health.
True Vitality Medical Center's painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. 98% of patients see instant results right in the office.
Men are now lasting longer than they ever imagined. And the best part, at True Vitality Medical Center, your consultation and first treatment are free. Qualified patients even get their testosterone checked free. Call 703-637-1222. 703-637-1222. Take control of your sex life. Call now. 703-637-1222.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
WMAL, making sense of the economy because it's your money and your retirement. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
Kevin was saying, why is it called anti-Semitism, but it's called Islamophobia? You have an irrational fear of Islam. It's irrational with all the killings and the bombings and the kidnappings and the decapitations and the 1,400 years of all of that. Repeat over and over again. And that's a phobia. That's an irrational fear. But if you're anti-Jewish, then you're just anti-Semitic, right? That's how that goes. And also we were talking about the global warming day before yesterday when it was 86 degrees here in Washington, D.C. And then yesterday, one day later, we had a snowstorm, a most beautiful snowstorm. And that reminded us of Democrat Washington, D.C. City Council member Trayon White. Trayon believes that the Jews control the weather and make it snow in Washington.
Man, it just started snowing out of nowhere this morning.
Out of nowhere.
Y'all better pay attention to this climate control, man. It's climate manipulation. And DC keep talking about we're a resilient city. That's a model based off the Rothschilds controlling the climate.
That's right.
To create natural disasters, they can pay for it and own the cities, man. Be careful.
That's right. They create natural disasters and then they can own the cities because the Jews, the Rothschilds, Jewish banking family. Trayon White, by the way, the Democrat city council member, was arrested by the FBI and indicted on bribery charges and as a result kicked off of the Washington, D.C. city council in 2025. He was expelled from office. But because the seat was vacant, we had to have a special election. You'll never guess who won the special election. It was Trayon White. Trayon White won his own special election to go back into the seat that he was kicked out of because of the indictment by the FBI for bribery.
WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station.
Making sense of the news.
News Talk 105.9. News now.
WMAL News at 10. Good morning, everyone. I'm John Matthews. The Pentagon provided an update on Operation Epic Fury this morning.
4 out of the 6 crew members aboard a U.S. Air Force KC-135 refueling plane were killed during a mid-air collision in western Iraq with another KC-135. The secretary said that this was not due to hostile or friendly fire. Here's General Kane earlier.
We're still treating this as an active rescue and recovery operation.
And Secretary Hegseth provided an operational update saying Iran's ballistic missile capability is down 90%, calling ballistic missile production inside Iran, quote, defeated. And its attack drones are down 95%.
Fox News' Lucas Tomlinson. Cuba's president told reporters today he's held talks with the U.S. officials.
Miguel Diaz-Canel, who is nearing his 8th year as president, said the talks were aimed at finding solutions but did not provide any details. Diaz-Canel said no oil shipments have reached the island in the past 3 months, blaming a U.S. energy blockade. He said the lack of power has slammed communications, education, and transportation, and that the government has had to postpone surgeries for tens of thousands of people as a result. He pointed out that more than 115 bakeries on the island have been converted to run on firewood or coal. CJ Papa, Fox News.
Yesterday's shooting at Old Dominion University that killed 2, including the alleged gunman, now being investigated as an act of terrorism.
Investigators say Mohammed Baylor Jallo, a 36-year-old naturalized citizen, opened fire inside of an ROTC class at the university. We now know he is a former Virginia National Guard member from Sterling. Students on campus recalling the moment.
The guy next to me, we looked at each other, we started running, and that's when we heard, gunshots.
Suddenly there was kind of a thud, and then a tons of running down the hallway and screaming.
3 people were shot. One of the victims died. Virginia Governor Abigail Spanberger confirming the identity of the person killed as Lieutenant Colonel Brandon Shaw.
7 News' Adam Longo. That incident, along with the Thursday attack on a Michigan synagogue, reinforced the notion that everyone should be keeping their eyes open these days.
If something seems a little off, it probably is. It's worth reporting. I think law enforcement would welcome all reports. Even if you don't think it's anything, I would still report it and be aware.
For the 4th time, Congress has failed to pass a budget to end the DHS shutdown that's now nearly a month long.
More than 300 TSA agents have quit since the shutdown began. USA Today says some agents are sleeping in airports or even sleeping in their cars. Some airports are also collecting gift cards and holding food drives for the affected workers. And all of this, of course, is having an impact on travel. In the midst of spring break season, airports across America are seeing long security lines. At least as of this morning, some good news for us. I've been keeping an eye on the wait times for Dulles and Reagan. So far this morning, you're looking good. Let's hope it stays that way.
7 News' John Rogers' newly released data shows crime down across the board in Fairfax last year.
We've had our lowest number of murders in Fairfax County in the last 10 years, so it's a 15% reduction this year on top of an 18% reduction last year.
Police Chief Kevin Davis adding,
We're really proud of the year we had, but like any other police department in America, we can't rest on our laurels, and now we're into 26 and we want to do better.
Chief Davis noting big gains in roadway deaths as well.
Motor vehicle deaths are down dramatically. Our pedestrian deaths are down dramatically.
Fairfax officials insist the data shows the county does not have a crime problem. Barbara Britt, WMAL and WMAL.com.
The Dow is up 233 points, NASDAQ up 100, traffic in Northern Night.
Imagine having complete clarity about your health, not just test results, but a clear plan built around you. Today, body scans and lab tests are easy to access, but true peace of mind comes from understanding what they mean and what to do next.
At Princeton Longevity Center, we go beyond testing to deliver clarity, strategy, and physician-led care designed to help protect and extend your life.
Our patients work directly with board-certified physicians specializing in preventive and longevity medicine, not algorithms, not generic reports.
But real doctors who understand your history, your risks, and your goals.
Yes, we use advanced imaging and comprehensive diagnostics.
But what truly matters is what comes next.
We interpret the results,
connect the dots, and deliver a physician-led, personalized plan you can act on with confidence.
Because information alone doesn't change outcomes.
Insight does.
At Princeton Longevity Center, your care doesn't end with a test.
It begins there.
Call 888-8000-PLC or visit PrincetonLongevityCenter.com. That's 888-8000-PLC.
Around the Beltway now, the inner loop is still under speed. Braddock Road up to Gallows Road. On the outer loop, they're still slow from New Hampshire Avenue around to Georgia Avenue in Silver Spring. Now, along the way, there was a broken down vehicle reported on the outer loop near New Hampshire Avenue. 95 in Virginia. Southbound is slow from Route 1 in Woodbridge down to 123, where there was a broken down vehicle. Now moved over to the right shoulder. Aspen Hill, Connecticut Avenue at Aspen Hill Road. You can get by in both directions past the ongoing sinkhole repairs there. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Weather Channel forecast.
Partly to mostly cloudy this afternoon, windy with a high of 55. It's 43 at Reagan National. John Matthews, News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Now on 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app. Chris Plant.
It's clear that if it were not for the private security and the staff at Temple Israel, and then the first responders, first on the scene, local law enforcement, if they had not all done their jobs almost perfectly, we would be talking about an immense tragedy here today with children gone. This could have been much, much worse.
Senator Alyssa Slotkin, Democrat, Michigan, talking about the attack at the synagogue near Detroit yesterday, and one of two radical Islamic jihadi attacks that happened yesterday. One at Old Dominion University in Virginia as well, where a great American was murdered, a U.S. Army officer teaching an ROTC class at Old Dominion University, gunned down by a jihadi, a Muslim man, an immigrant from Sierra Leone in West Africa, not to be confused with the immigrant jihadi from Senegal, who attacked people on the streets of Austin, Texas, a matter of days ago, gunning down, I believe, 16 people, murdering 3 of them, wounding 13 more. And, of course, the attack in Michigan, a Lebanese immigrant, a Muslim man. And in New York City, what was that, almost 2 weeks ago now? What is it? When was that? No, it wasn't. It was just last weekend. It's all the violent attacks between the Democrats and the jihad. Hard to keep them all straight. Yeah, just last weekend, the 2 nail bomb improvised explosive device throwing sons of Muslim immigrants to the United States. You might begin to think that maybe Islam is not compatible with Western civilization. Because something on that came up with an American senator. I've got a lot of audio to get to and a lot I want to share with you. And the next 2 hours, we are at 888-630-9625. Guy Benson, you may know, a writer and a TV pundit, Guy Benson, and a smart guy, wrote on his Twitter account, there have now been 4 jihadist attacks on the U.S. homeland in the last 2 weeks, and our Department of Homeland Security remains shut down by congressional Democrats as a protest against enforcing federal immigration law. Just today, 46 out of 47 Senate Democrats voted to keep the Department of Homeland Security closed because the Democrat Party, they love death and murder and mayhem, and they're not on the side of the good guys, they're on the side of the bad guys. Isn't that amazing? Also, the Daily Caller with a story. Great headline. It took CNN analysts only 15 minutes to posit the theory that Trump may have incited the Michigan synagogue attack. That's right. CNN say, hey, maybe Trump is responsible for the radical Islamic Muslim jihadi attacking a synagogue in Michigan, crashing his vehicle through the front, loaded up with a massive explosive device that didn't fully function, and got out with a rifle and had to be gunned down by the synagogue security. Maybe it's Trump's fault. That's what you get at CNN. Just remarkable stuff. The Lebanese-born suspect identified in Michigan synagogue attack. Why is that? Is there going to be a problem? And, of course, the Sierra Leone born immigrant to the United States, Muslim named Mohammed, attacking Old Dominion University, gunning down a great American, and then being thankfully killed by the young men in the class, at least one of them using his sturdy and reliable pocket knife, which is great. Now, the headline out of Old Dominion University in Virginia, the one of the two terrorist attacks by Muslim men yesterday, they both had beards, and ROTC students at Old Dominion subdued and killed the shooter who killed one person, wounded two. And the man that was killed, a lieutenant colonel, was Brandon Shah. Brandon Shah. Perhaps ironically, his last name is S-H-A-H, like the Shah of Iran, was Lieutenant Colonel Brandon Shah a Muslim himself? Because that would be rather ironic. I don't see anybody in the news media asking that question, but we don't have a very bright news media. The story from Newsweek magazine, Old Dominion University, says Shah, Brandon Shah, who was killed, was a Virginia native, an alumnus of the university and department chair with prior enlisted service beginning in 2003 as an aviation operations specialist across active duty Army, Army Reserve, and Virginia Army National Guard before being commissioned from the school. He was prior enlisted and then became an officer. The university biography says that Lieutenant Colonel Shah deployed in support of Operation Iraqi Freedom, trying to, free Muslims and Arabs from tyranny, Operation Enduring Freedom, and a rotation to Atlantic Resolve. Colonel Shah also earned his Army Aviation Senior Aviator wings, flew more than 1,200 hours in 3 different aircraft, completed over 600 combat flight hours, rather. Previously assigned to assignments include Brigade S3 for the 3rd Combat Aviation Brigade at Hunter Army Airfield in Georgia, Squadron 3, 317 Air Cav Squadron overseeing attack helicopter modernization, more than 36 months of command across multiple units. And I got to say, every picture you see of the guy, he just looks relaxed and he's smiling. He looks like a really nice guy. Oh, well, I forgot to mention, he's a black guy. He was a black guy and he was gunned down by this racist from Sierra Leone, the Muslim who came into the classroom and said, "Is this the ROTC class?" When someone said yes, he walked up to the front of the class, opened fire on the class professor, on the lieutenant colonel, on Colonel Shah. Shah held a bachelor's of science degree in sociology with a minor in military science from Old Dominion University, a master's of business administration from the University of Georgia, a master's in science and engineering management from the University of Kansas. His badges include Senior Army Aviator, Combat Action Parachutist, Air Assault, and I want to know, was Colonel Shah a Muslim? And nobody seems to be bringing that up. So we've got that going on there. Now, let's go to some audio on this, because the FBI, the special agent in charge in Norfolk, Dominique Evans, held a press conference yesterday about the attack. And again, this is very, very important. At the terrorist, the Muslim terrorist, came in and murdered Colonel Shah at the ROTC class. He targeted the ROTC class, and he was armed. And the students in the class, a group of presumably mostly young men, did not sit still for this. And I got an initial report from my friend Brian Doherty yesterday, who has ties to the college and Old Dominion University. And he said that one of the students got up, ROTC student, got up, produced his pocket knife, and went after the jihadi. And he and a couple of other students attacking the jihadi killed him right there in the classroom. Isn't that great? Now let's go to the FBI special agent in charge, Dominique Evans, at the press conference yesterday in Virginia, Norfolk.
We have confirmed reports that prior to him conducting this act of terrorism, he shouted, stated Allah Akbar. and he was formerly a subject of a FBI investigation in material supporting terrorism.
I'm sorry, what? He was, it turns out he had been convicted and jailed for support of terrorism, support of ISIS, put in jail and released early, sentenced to 11 years in prison, and really prison, not jail, sentenced to 11 years in prison, but he was released early from prison. And even though he's from Sierra Leone, an immigrant from Sierra Leone, and he was convicted of providing material support to ISIS, after his prison term, he was not deported. He was let loose early from prison so that he could kill and be a jihadi again. Isn't that amazing? Dominique Evans, the special agent in charge in Norfolk.
In 2016, Jallow was arrested and pled guilty for attempting to provide material support to ISIL, now known as ISIS. Jallow was sentenced to prison in October 2017 and was released from prison in 2024.
And not deported. Why not deported? Here's a convicted wannabe terrorist, Muslim, radical Islamic jihadi terrorist. He's convicted for doing everything he can to assist ISIS, the Islamic State. And when jailed, he's then released, and we let him go. He's an immigrant to the United States, and we just, you can stay, you can go, you're free to go now, no problem. And that's cultural suicide. And that's because the left, now, as I understand it, the judge that gave him early parole was a George Bush appointee, but we'll have a talk with him. But this is not what we should be doing. There was a reporter, there were multiple reporters there to ask the FBI questions.
What kind of aid was he giving to ISIL terrorists?
He wanted to conduct a terrorist attack similar to that in Fort Hood, Texas.
Yeah, remember Nadal Hassan, another radical Islamic jihadi that attacked the troops at Fort Hood, Texas, a mass murderer, a Muslim terrorist, an Islamic terrorist. And Nadal Hassan attacked our troops there. And he was a member of the U.S. Army and a Muslim man and a mass murderer. Because, this kind of thing that goes on. Major Nadal Hassan. He killed 13 people, injured, wounded 32 others at the Fort Hood mass shooting in 2009. And he had been an Army Medical Corps psychiatrist. So, put those pieces together. Isn't that amazing? Just great. And so he was busted, arrested, charged, tried, found guilty, convicted, jailed as an immigrant to the United States from Sierra Leone, which is a beephole country in West Africa. And we didn't deport him. We let him go. And that was stupid. And that led to what happened yesterday. And he wanted to be Major Nadal Hassan, who killed 13 and wounded 32 more. And fortunately, a young man with a knife stood up and attacked, and then other men and perhaps women in the classroom attacked. Dominique Evans is the special agent in charge for the FBI.
I'd like to acknowledge the students who showed extreme bravery and courage by containing the containing the shooter and stopping for the loss of life.
She's not very good at reading written statements. I've noticed that. Dominique Evans and the students. Well, they reacted. Look, this is how we should all be. Honestly, if the students had done this in New York City, they'd be under arrest, right? Like Daniel Penny on the subway train. Dominique Evans, special agent in charge.
There were students that were in that room that subdued him and rendered him no longer alive. I don't know how else to say it, but they basically...
You don't know how else to say it.
To terminate the threat.
But he was not shot.
He was not shot.
So he was not shot, but he was rendered no longer alive. It was rendered no longer alive, said the FBI special agent in charge. And she actually said, I don't know how else to say it. You could say he was killed. It was, his command was terminated. Honestly. The killer Muslim immigrant from Sierra Leone had actually served in the Virginia National Guard. They should maybe take a look at their vetting process. A terrible incident that could have been a lot worse. And it's good that a young man with a pocket.
I'm looking at my band list right now, and there's two different ones. There's one under the YouTube Studio, and then there's one under the StreamYard.
Sure. I think you should put that in the law books, too.
On my StreamYard, there's 7 people blocked. 7. In my YouTube Studio, there are 2 blocked. Bud OG and Patrick Rowe. Now I'm going to go back to my StreamYard. So I hit the save here, and that's who's the hidden users, Bud and Patrick Rowe. All right, now I'm back in my studio. I'll go to guest, band guest. These are the names: Tesmer, Maxine Delilah, Dylan Doodles, Jax, Jax, Whippermantle, Ziggy, and Garrick McRath. So are all those your handles, Wiggin? Because those are the 7 there. And it doesn't show. And if I can, those 2 idiots I just said. So you're fucked up in the head, Wiggin. Completely. You got a fucking problem, Wiggin, to bring your girl Tiffany with you. I said a long time ago, Rusty and Wiggin are in it together. It's just an act. Gotta be. If not, and you're fucking both brain dead. Both of you. I am. I'm up to 330 subscribers. But nobody comes to my chat. But yeah, I still get well over 100 views. And lately, I haven't even really been on camera. Trolling a little bit, make a couple of clones. Wiggin, fucking talking behind a block, saying shit about Billy behind a block. You're a fucking chicken shit, motherfucker. Rusty doesn't do it so much. Last time she did it, I got all over her. Oh, Logical's winning. No, he's not. Logical is one of the biggest fucking losers out here. He wouldn't dare say any of that shit to my face. Fucking punk. You want to come up on my panel, Tiffany? Come on in the chat. I'll post the link for you. I'll let you up. Last time I let you up. I let Rusty up and you left. After sitting there and arguing with me for, I don't know, 10 minutes or whatever it is. What is it with you people? All right. Hey, you want me to hate myself? That's what those British suck fucks do. They want me to hate my country, and they want me to hate myself. What am I supposed to say? All right. I hate myself. Oh, Rum, you're just so Rum. I need to follow your example in life, Rum. Fucking dumb fuck. I bet you Mary had to Google the answer. She doesn't know what St. Patrick Day is. Duh. No, Mary, they're not harassing you. You fucking stupid idiot. Smart enough, Mary Bernie. You fucking idiot. You came into JC's with a stack of chips on your shoulder also. Mary Bernie, you are to Mississippi. I'm a hippie. Mississippi, I'm a hippie. Mississippi, I'm a hippie. You are to her what CB is to Rusty. Two of the dumbest motherfucking women out here, other than Lady Venom and Tiffany. Those two fuckers are the dumbest. There's something for you to fucking listen to.
Cybersecurity expertise. Visit CESITservice.com
Commercial.
to schedule a quick 15-minute call.
I haven't had breakfast yet. Cup of coffee and a banana, and that's it.
CES IT Service is your secure network to quality IT service. CESITservice.com or call 301-620-1580.
What if we could reduce carbon emissions and strengthen the economy? At ExxonMobil, we believe both are possible. As a global leader in carbon capture and storage, we're empowering industries to reduce their emissions, all through technologies that are creating job opportunities in America. How's that for a win-win? ExxonMobil, let's deliver.
Chris Plant here, tired of dating online and want to meet real people face to face? Like the professional matchmakers at It's Just Lunch, hell, after a confidential interview, your personal matchmaker hand selects quality matches for you. They pre-screen every date, and they'll book your reservations at the best spots in town. All you have to do is show up and be yourself. Let It's Just Lunch help you turn new beginnings into lasting connections. Call 202-466-4333 or visit
Your problem is you get mad at people when they don't agree with what you think.
Sometimes need a little support. So we plan for the plot twists. Every booking is automatically backed by our Verbo Care Guarantee, giving you confidence from the very start. Whenever you need help, it's ready.
Yeah, I just use voice to text.
And after your trip. Because a great trip starts with peace of mind. And maybe a good playlist. But we've got the peace of mind part covered.
WMAL's Vince Colonnese, weekdays at noon on 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
Because you oppose it, you want the rest of us to do it.
I've got this ridiculous George Soros guy, the Norfolk, Virginia Commonwealth attorney. His name is Raman, like ramen noodles, like ramen. Raman Fatehi. Raman Fatehi is the George Soros bought and paid for radical.
Don't get smart, Kevin. You make one more smart ass post in my side chat, I'm gonna fucking time you out. I'm not putting up with your fucking hogwash bullshit, you fucker. Shut the fuck up. No, as you can see, there ain't nobody here but me. Paul Beachlife was here earlier. You want to call him a loser? I probably would agree with you there.
This guy's a piece of work, and I want to share a couple of sound bites with you from him. I've also got President Trump talking about the jihadi attack in Michigan yesterday. And I believe he also talks about the jihadi attack in Virginia yesterday on CNN.
I just told you I was going to time you out. Is that what you want? Okay, I'll time you out. No fucking problem. There. There. I timed that one out.
Democrat Senator, she's a real piece of work.
And you don't know how long for either.
Secretary of War and the chairman of the Joint Chiefs.
Seriously, Kevin, shut the fuck up, you fucking fat bitch. You slob. Because you are a fucking fat slob. A stupid, drunk, fat fucking slob. I've seen you in action.
Matthews. Lebanese officials say the man who crashed a vehicle into a Michigan synagogue Thursday had lost 4 family members in his neighborhood.
Kevin, remember when I first started streaming and you're all worried I didn't like you and all that shit? You fucking loser. Are you drunk at this hour of the day? I mean, I sit around and smoke pot all the time, but then again, I am retired. I didn't get kicked out of the Navy like you did. Although Sebastian would disagree with that. Sebastian wants to run around and have me blocked, and thought Billy got a bad discharge because he's this and he's that and da. I'm Sebastian. I'm the greatest Canadian chatter out here because DA says so. Da. And then there's Patrick, New York. You want me to mention you, Patrick? Are you listening? My meter reads 0 right now. Hey, Patrick, why don't you come on up on my panel and run your fucking mouth up here, you dumb fucker. Holy fuck. All Dougie's friends. No wonder Dougie wanted me to come into the fray to fucking... I'd be embarrassed to call this dumb fucker my friend.
Along the right. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Weather Channel forecast.
Turning mostly cloudy this afternoon, windy and a high of 55. It's 44 at Reagan National. John Matthews, News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car. Well, son, I think so, too. Have you thought about how you're going to finance it? Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right? Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop in and see them before you shop around. Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app. Oh, really? That's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now. Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
It's time to wake up to a chance to win. The Mega Millions jackpot is rising, so get stretching, pour yourself a cup of joe, and head to your favorite New York lottery retailer to seize the day. It's your chance to win the $40 million jackpot. Good morning and good luck, New York. Please play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call the Hope line at 1-8778-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
When it comes to reducing carbon emissions, the heaviest industries face the toughest challenges. That's where we come in. ExxonMobil is investing in technology to help American industry lower its emissions, including in our own operations, all while empowering businesses and creating job opportunities. Turns out that fewer emissions mean a stronger economy. ExxonMobil, let's deliver.
There's no place like home with AmeriQ Credit Union. For more than 75 years, AmeriQ has helped your friends and neighbors step into the homes of their dreams. Let us help you find yours. Apply today at ameriq.org/home. Equal housing lender.
It's truck and SUV season at Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader. Just look at the rows of trucks and the rows of SUVs ready for winter, like a Ford F-150 XLT, yours for just $37,999. How about a 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander, just $20,999? Or a beautiful Chevy truck C71, yours for $26,999. Rows of trucks and rows of SUVs during truck and SUV season at the veteran-owned Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader in out of Washington Street or online at widgetautosales.com.
WMAL, making sense of the markets, because generational wealth doesn't build itself. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
All right, now meet your Commonwealth attorney, Rahman Fatehi, who is, by the way, Iranian. Listen to this guy, and wait to hear this. Who does he blame? There was a radical Islamic jihadi attack at Old Dominion University by terrorists, a Muslim terrorist, a radical Islamic terrorist who's an immigrant from Sierra Leone in West Africa. And now here comes the George Soros-funded Norfolk, Virginia Commonwealth attorney. And he was elected there in 2022. Soros paid for him to come in, knowing that he'd be pro-crime, pro-terror, anti-American. And he's an Iranian American. And here is the guy's name is Rahman Fatehi. And here he is at the press conference yesterday after a Muslim man, again, he's Iranian, the Commonwealth attorney. And this is what he said, who am I going to blame for this?
It's a national sickness. We live in a country where people care more about guns than they care about 6-year-old children.
What?
They care more about guns than they care about synagogue worshipers. And they care more about guns than they do about college students.
Yeah, that they
You make
he's
yourself
referring to the
irrelevant.
American people as they, right? Just like Democrat members of Congress do. They refer to us as them. You know, they're jihadis. You know, those squad members. Like, how many of them are there? We got Ilhan Omar and Rashida Tlaib, and they refer to the American people as them and they. Those are our pronouns as far as they're concerned. But wait a minute. The Commonwealth attorney, the George Soros guy, Rahman Fatehi, who's Iranian, he is blaming guns and America. He says that we have a national sickness. Maybe Islam has a cultural sickness. What with all the murders and the bombs and the decapitations and the kidnappings and the rapes and the wars and all that good stuff. But he says we live in a country where people care more about guns than 6-year-old children. We care more about our guns than synagogues. The guy crashed his vehicle through the front of the synagogue. Maybe our obsession with vehicles is at fault here. Maybe that's it. And he had a bomb in there. And the 2 Muslims in New York the other day, whose parents are immigrants from beephole Muslim countries, they used homemade bombs too. Those are not guns. Maybe it's the Muslim obsession with nail bombs that we should be worried about. Maybe that's it. But not this guy. No, we care more about guns than children. Since he's a leftist, I promise you, he calls 1 million dead babies a year by abortion. He calls that choice. Right? Not 1 million dead in the United States by guns every year, although the Democrats do their best. But, we've had more people killed in Chicago by Democrats with guns since the military operation started against Iran than we've had Americans killed in combat against Iran. And that's just a normal week in Chicago because they like shooting and killing people. Their obsession with guns, by the way, they're all illegal. Oh, and another thing, Commonwealth attorney, supposed to be prosecutor, Rahman Fatehi. This is a convicted felon. This is a guy who was convicted of trying to aid ISIS, which is a radical Islamic, not American, radical Islamic terrorist group. And he was sent to prison. Therefore, he's prohibited from getting a gun legally because as a convicted felon, you're not going to pass the National Instant Background Check and you're not going to be allowed to legally buy a gun. So where did the Islamist get the gun? And how was he allowed to get it as a convicted felon? Where did he get it? Let's find the person that he got it from and hang them on the mall. What do you think of that? Democrats might be in favor of that at this point because they're becoming just like Iran. They're more like Iran than Iran is, the Democrats. So there it is. It's our obsession, our national sickness, he calls it, with guns. And we don't care about synagogue or college students or 6-year-old kids because of our obsession with guns. And here's an immigrant to the United States who was convicted of aiding ISIS, sent to prison, released early, and gets an illegal gun or gets a gun illegally. and then commits an act of jihad. And then, by the way, he was killed by a guy with a knife. So I think Rahman would next want to ban knives and vans driven through the synagogue in Michigan yesterday. What else would we have to ban? Here, you totalitarian George Soros fascist. Here is Rahman Fatehi.
And until there is the political will to break the spell of the cult of gun absolutism, you will see more incidents like this.
Yeah, that's
it. If you're looking for somebody to blame, don't look at anybody up here. Look at our lawmakers who don't have the courage to implement sensible gun control measures. Look to a Supreme Court that enables them and do something about it.
He's waging war.
That is the lesson. Let's warn the people who have died. Let's decry what has happened, but let's keep the focus where it belongs.
On banning guns that they've done in Iran, where he comes from. And they just slaughtered maybe 55,000 of their own unarmed people for protesting, and they're promising to slaughter them if they come out to protest again. The low number is 32,000 slaughtered in Iran by their own government after disarming their population. And now this Iranian George Soros prosecutor in Virginia wants to disarm us and blames guns for an act of jihad, when another act of jihad the same day used a vehicle. You may remember jihadis using vehicles in New York and running people over, using vehicles in France and running people over by the dozens, using vehicles in London. Now we're going to have to ban all the vehicles. The jihadis kidnap people, handcuff them, put them on their knees and decapitate them. We're going to have to ban knives and beaches. We're going to have to ban beaches too, because probably the beach's fault. Isn't that amazing? And the immigrant from Senegal that gunned down more than a dozen people in Austin, Texas, about 2 weeks ago. This is, and it's not as though this just started, I want to get to these idiots on television too, because the cult of absolutism. I think I know where he stands on abortion. More than 1 million dead every year. Where do you stand on the cult of abortion, you fascist, you Iranian fascist? And he wants to take our guns away because it's the guns' fault and it's the country's fault for having a Bill of Rights. While his native land of Iran, the 92 million people are being brutalized by a government that has guns and a country where only the government has guns. And that's what the Democrats are pushing for in the United States as well, because behind the curtain, they're fascists. They're not liberals. They're the left. And they go around calling everybody Nazis. And they firebomb pro-Israel demonstrations. They firebomb the Jewish governor's mansion in Pennsylvania. They want to take our guns away. And what were the fascists? What were their actual name was the National Socialist German Workers' Party, the Socialist Workers' Party of Germany. And Bernie Sanders is a member of the Socialist Party. Does he protect workers? You people, I got to tell you. President Trump was asked about the attack in Michigan, the jihadi attack in Michigan last night, because he never stops taking questions on camera.
I want to send our love to the Michigan Jewish community and all of the people in Detroit area following the attack on the Jewish synagogue early today. And I've been fully briefed, and it's a terrible thing, but it goes on. We're going to be right down to the bottom of it. It's absolutely incredible that things like this happen.
Now, President Trump did another, it was a part of a press conference, and then he was doing interviews, news interviews by phone. He was asked about the jihadi attacks, again, 2 of them against us yesterday.
They're really demented people, and has been going on for a long time. They come into the country, they sneak in. You know, we have a solid border now. We have a border that's 100%, 9 months, nobody coming in. But they came in, and they came in a lot through Biden, and they came in through other presidents, frankly. And it's a disgrace. But what we took in over the last 4 years preceding my take it, because we had that border pretty well wrapped up within 3 months. But and he could have done the same thing. We took in 25 million people, and many of those people came from bad places. So it's a shame when you hear about these things. It's a shame. Very sad.
Very sad. And it most certainly is. Now on CNN, which at one point I think was a news channel, but now it's not. Now it's a Democrat Party front group on cable TV. And they had a hack named Juliette Kayyem, like Omar Khayyam. Juliette Kayyem. And you'll never guess who she blamed for the terror attacks by Muslim men with beards yesterday.
Every law enforcement agent knew, or leader knew, that this war was going to have consequences in the homeland. In ways that we are seeing, that we could be seeing today. I'll be careful, but in ways that we should anticipate the longer this war goes.
We should expect more because we're trying to liberate 92 million people from the tyranny of radical Islam. And she's like, well, you got to expect this because really explain September 11th, 2001. What have we done then? But explain the U.S. Marine Corps barracks in 1983. Peacekeepers. Explain 1,400 years of decapitations and marauding savagery. But they're not interested in any of that. They're really something. These people. Yeah, it's this war has consequences. So you got to expect it because, a Muslim in Virginia, a Muslim in Michigan, a Muslim in Austin, Texas, 2 Muslims in New York. And by the way, I believe Austin, Texas was before any action was taken in Iran. And I think that's right. I got to say that right? I think that's right.
I'm hungry. I haven't had breakfast.
And it's not like this started a week ago. This started 1,400 years ago. This started 47 years ago. This started long ago, having nothing to do with Donald Trump. Radical Islam has been radical Islam since there has been an Islam. Just saying. All right. Extraordinary stuff. Yes, sir. All right, let's go to telephone. What are you looking at? A thing? Let's go to the telephones. I don't want to, Michael will be angry with me for not going to the correct audio at the right time. Let's go to the phones. Let's go to Pitts, calling from South Carolina. Pitts, you're on the Chris Plant Show.
Hey, Chris. Good morning again.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, let me give you a really quick clarification. Sometimes when I call into the show, I show up as Mitch. I think the last time we had a conversation about the Paul Ryan and being run off with the wheelchair commercial from years ago.
Right.
But my name is so strange. Sometimes I have to explain it over and over again, and I just
Pitts,
habit of
Pitts. Pitts.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Like the first part of Pittsburgh. So, hey, here's my rolling easily into this. Just a quick. I know it can't go in your library. It doesn't fit. But Merle Haggard had a song, I think from 1970, where it's the fight inside of me. And one of the verses says, they love our milk and honey, but they preach about another way of living, which might be something to reference. But, moving on from that, the multiculturalism, we're talking about the Muslim, the issue with, hey, why do we have an issue with, let's say, maybe not Muslims, but Islamists?
Yeah.
Multiculturalism in general, I don't know that I don't know if turning against it is the right word, but if I travel to France, I don't want to experience Mexican or Muslim culture, or if I go to Turkey, I don't want to experience French or Mexican culture. Where we have a culture, and we should protect it. And I think of course we love our one of my favorite restaurants is a Mexican restaurant, although many of them are Americanized, but we love it. We're there once or twice a week.
Sure.
And by the way, when I'm there, or if I'm in, I prefer that it looks authentic. That kind of goes back to discrimination, right? If I go to a hibachi restaurant, I don't want a guy that looks like me preparing my meal.
Yeah, that's right.
So I'm good with that. But on to the issue that I have, and I think a lot of people have, just a general trust of the Muslims that are in this country is I have been saying for years, when these things come out, why don't we hear from the masses of Muslims who say they want to be here and integrate? Why don't we hear them denouncing? They should be denouncing it louder than we are when we see these attacks.
Yeah.
If they want to be accepted into our culture, if they want to be accepted as Americans, then they ought to be speaking out fiercely against these people, loudly at rallies. They should be at podiums all over the country. They should be calling out the mosques that preach hate. But with the exception of a few pundits out there or contributors to news programs, you don't hear this. And it's no wonder we have a trust issue.
100% true. And I've got to tell you, Pitts, I've been talking about this since September 11th. I've been asking, who's the head of the Muslim peace movement? Who's the Muslim Mahatma Gandhi? Who's the Muslim Martin Luther King? Who is the leading on planet Earth? Name one anywhere. Muslim peacenik that calls on Muslim leaders and leaders in the Arab world and in Iran to not slaughter their own people and to not wage war, to not blow up community centers in Argentina. And where are those voices? And you know what I've discovered, Pitts? You don't hear those voices because of fear.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's what it is. But I mean, they're going to become a target. But I mean, for these people, we're already targets, as we have seen more and more over the last few years. But let's go back to if they love this country so much, they want to come here, and they don't just want the milk and honey.
Yeah.
Then let's see them stand up like our ancestors did to create and save this country.
Yeah.
They signed their lives away, their fortunes away, all of that when they signed the documents breaking away from Britain. And this is a pretty big one because it already is infiltrating our culture. But
their lives, their fortunes, and their sacred honor. Their lives, their fortunes, and their sacred honor. And I agree with you 100% on the multiculturalism thing too. When I go to Sweden, I want it to be Swedish. When I go to France, I want it to be French. And Italy, I want it to be Italian. And honestly, when I go to Cairo, I want it to be Egyptian. And Israel is very multicultural. It's the only multicultural country in that region. I spent time in Egypt and months in Saudi Arabia, and been to Bahrain and here and there, and Indonesia and various places. But I want those countries to be what those countries are. That's true multiculturalism. Mashing them all into one bag and turning everything into mush. That's not multiculturalism. That's the destruction of all culture.
You're listening to The Chris Plant Show. News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
When it comes to reducing carbon emissions, the heaviest industries face the toughest challenges. That's where we come in. ExxonMobil is investing in technology to help American industry lower its emissions, including in our own operations, all while empowering businesses and creating job opportunities. Turns out that fewer emissions can mean a stronger economy. ExxonMobil, let's deliver.
It's truck and SUV season at Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader. Just look at the rows of trucks and the rows of SUVs ready for winter, like a Ford F-150 XLT, yours for just $37,999. How about a 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander, just $20,999? Or a beautiful Chevy Truck Z71, yours for $26,999. Rows of trucks and rows of SUVs during truck and SUV season at the veteran-owned Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader in out of Washington Street, or online at widgetautosales.com.
Your chance at a jackpot is waiting on every corner. Head to your favorite New York lottery retailer and grab a Powerball ticket today for your chance to win the ever-growing jackpot. Currently over $50 million. Good luck out there in New York. Please play responsibly.
Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car.
Well, son, I think so too. Now, have you thought about how you're going to finance it?
Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop in and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now.
Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
It's Vince for Valor Roofing. This winter, don't wait for a leak to force your hand. If you've noticed water spots, damaged shingles, or granulars in the gutters, call Valor Roofing now. I've seen their work in person, and trust me, Valor is the best. This week only, save huge on your new Valor roof with 50% off materials and no interest until 2027. Plus, tell them Vince sent you for extra WMAL listener savings. Call Valor at 833-83-VALOR or valorhome.com.
The pediatric team at Community Health Center of the North Country understands your kids are the most important things in your life, and each one of them is unique in their own way. This means care needs to be personalized for each son or daughter you bring through the doors at our Ogdensburg Health Center. Dr. Sunny Patel and Dr. Tiffany Hecht accepting new patients now and providing that personalized pediatric care for every stage of your child's life. Visit chcnorthcountry.org for more information.
There's no place like home with AmeriQ Credit Union. For more than 75 years, AmeriQ has helped your friends and neighbors step into the homes of their dreams. Let us help you find yours. Apply today at ameriq.org/home. Equal housing lender.
When it comes to reducing carbon emissions, the heaviest industries face the toughest challenges. That's where we come in. ExxonMobil is investing in technology to help American industry lower its emissions, including in our own operations, all while empowering businesses and creating job opportunities. Turns out that fewer emissions can mean a stronger economy. ExxonMobil, let's deliver.
It's truck and SUV season at Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader. Just look at the rows of trucks and the rows of SUVs ready for winter, like a Ford F-150 XLT, yours for just $37,999. How about a 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander, just $20,999? Or a beautiful Chevy truck Z71, yours for $26,999. Rows of trucks and rows of SUVs during truck and SUV season at the veteran-owned Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader in out of Washington Street, or online at widgetautosales.com.
It's time to wake up to a chance to win. The Mega Millions jackpot is rising, so get a stretch in, pour yourself a cup of joe, and head to your favorite New York lottery retailer to seize the day. It's your chance to win the $40 million jackpot. Good morning and good luck, New York. Please play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call the Hope Line at 1-8778-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
WMAL, making sense of the vote because elections have consequences. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
Yeah, I tell you, there's a meme going around today. We fight them over there, so we don't have to fight them here. I have pictures of Ilhan Omar screaming and Zohran Mamdani. Zohran Mamdani's wife is a virulent anti-Semite. She is the first lady of New York City because of the Democrat Party. Zohran Mamdani is pro-jihad. He's, you see, they cleared the furniture out of Gracie Mansion, threw a bunch of Middle Eastern rugs on the ground, and had a bunch of, it's Ramadan and everything. So you're having your break the fast meals, and that'd be fine under normal circumstances. But this mayor of New York, he's not normal circumstances. Not at all, not even close. And I have a new list of awards.
WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station. Making sense of the news. News Talk 105.9. News now.
WMAL News at 11. Good morning, everyone. I'm John Matthews. We have breaking news at this hour. The Pentagon has now confirmed that all 6 crew members of the KC-135 refueling aircraft supporting operations against Iran are dead after their plane crashed in western Iraq. The crash brings the U.S. death toll in Operation Epic Fury to at least 13, 7 of whom were killed in combat.
In a statement, CENTCOM officials say, quote, the loss of the aircraft was not due to hostile fire or friendly fire. They say the unspecified incident involved 2 aircraft in, quote, friendly airspace. A U.S. official says the other plane was also a KC-135, and the Israeli ambassador to the U.S. said in a social media post that it landed safely in Israel.
Fox News' Tanya J. Powers. The investigation continues into the attack on a Michigan synagogue.
The Department of Justice, the FBI, and ATF investigating what inspired a 41-year-old Lebanese national, Ayman Mohammed Ghazali, to attack Temple Israel Thursday before he was immediately shot and killed by security, as Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer calls it, as she sees it.
We must lower the rhetoric, especially at this moment where we have seen such a rise in anti-Semitism.
A search warrant was served at the suspect's home in Dearborn Heights. We're told he entered the U.S. in 2011 and was granted citizenship in 2016. Jeff Manasso, Fox News.
U.S. officials are raising the alarm now over potential targeted attacks here in the U.S.
A unique challenge right now with protecting against these threats is figuring out which ones are real and which ones are not, when the country making the threats always talks a big game. Democratic White Houses that predated the Trump administration have dealt with potential Iran attacks too, but there has never been an American campaign against Iran like Epic Fury. And because of that, federal surveillance of potential Iranian sleepers is underway right now, according to the president.
Fox News' Peter Ducey. A deal from Maryland's leadership to lower your energy bills.
Those bills are not rising because households are suddenly starting to use more power.
Calling the system broken and saying it works against customers, Governor Westmore announcing the Utility Relief Act to generate more energy in the state, hold big companies accountable, and save customers money.
In February, PJM announced that it would extend the capacity market price cap through the end of the decade.
That move from the regional grid operator will save Americans almost $27 billion, with Marylanders part of that group.
Let's make life a little bit more affordable for our people. That's what Marylanders deserve. That's the work ahead. That's what we're going to get done.
Scott Lett on WMAL and WMAL.com.
ATM bandits are nothing new, but they're getting better at doing it.
Fairfax County Police need your help in identifying the thieves here using some sort of hydraulic tool to break into an ATM. This burglary happened at a 7-Eleven in Huntington. Police believe these 3 men are also connected to 2 similar incidents that happened last week. If you have any information, Fairfax Police want to hear from you.
7 News' Adam Longo. The Dow is up 31 points. The NASDAQ is down 105. Up next, traffic and weather.
It's truck and SUV season at Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader. Just look at the rows of trucks and the rows of SUVs ready for winter, like a Ford F-150 XLT. Yours for just $37,999. How about a 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander? Just $20,999. Or a beautiful Chevy truck Z71. Yours for $26,999. Rows of trucks and rows of SUVs during truck and SUV season at the veteran-owned Widget Auto Sales, the used car leader, and out of Washington Street, or online at widgetautosales.com.
There's no place like home with AmeriQ Credit Union. For more than 75 years, AmeriQ has helped your friends and neighbors step into the homes of their dreams. Let us help you find yours. Apply today at ameriq.org/home. Equal housing lender.
That's the sound of a big deal. At Wayfair, that sound happens a lot. Dream sofa for half the price? Big deal. New dining table you've been eyeing for months? Big deal. Finally, picking up those last few pieces and finishing that bedroom? Now that's a really big deal. Whatever your home needs, Wayfair has the selection, the savings, and over millions of 5-star reviews to back it up. Shop Wayfair.com today before someone else snags your big deal.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Prime one-day delivery is fast. How fast we talking? We're talking yoga mats and fitness trackers delivered so fast you can kick off your routine tomorrow fast. We're talking weights at your door without really waiting fast. Water bottles and hydration backpacks fast and fast. Resistance bands faster than you can say feel the burn fast. More jump ropes just a hop, skip, and a jump away, aka fast. Whew. That was actually a good workout fast. Fast one-day delivery for all things fitness. It's on Prime.
WMAL traffic and weather, Steve Hirshhorn in the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
On the inner loop of the Beltway northbound 495 at the Clara Barton Parkway, there was some large debris in the roadway blocking the left center lane. It's causing delays up from the Dulles Toll Road across the Legion Bridge into Montgomery County. Leaving Montgomery County, on the outer loop of Connecticut Avenue, 3 right lanes closed for emergency road work and delays from University Boulevard. Then you'll be in a delay from the 270 spur down to the work zone before the American Legion Bridge, blocking the left lane. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Weather Channel forecast.
Dry weather continues for the next couple of days, but obviously the cold air is back. Normal 55. We're right there today at 55. Tonight, clear 40, suburbs colder. Tomorrow, sunny 57. Sunday, becoming cloudy 60. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stagicom, WMAL.
46 degrees at Reagan National. John Matthews, News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Now on 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app. Chris Plant.
We know the new so-called not-so-supreme leader is wounded and likely disfigured. He put out a statement yesterday, a weak one, actually, but there was no voice and there was no video. It was a written statement. Iran has plenty of cameras and plenty of voice recorders. Why a written statement?
Yes, why a written statement? You know, the new Shmayatollah, the son of the old Shmayatollah, wounded and likely disfigured is what he said. And that's why he's not appearing in public, and they're just putting out written statements rather than having the son of the Shah, who has allegedly been voted as the new Shah, it's like the College of Cardinals at the Vatican, except the opposite, because he's a murderous, death-wielding, religious fanatic who leads a death cult of terrorists and murderers and armies that brutalize the 92 million people of Iran and all of that. But Pete Hegseth says the Iranian supreme leader, such as he is wounded and likely disfigured. He was a little disfigured to start with, wasn't he? I mean, he wasn't, he was never the best looking guy in the classroom, but he is worth about $250 million just in real estate holdings in London alone. $250 million US in real estate holdings. And turns out he owns a number of apartments, multi-million-dollar apartments on some of the most exclusive areas. And one of them where he has multi-million-dollar apartments overlooking the Israeli embassy in London. Overlooking the Israeli embassy in London. Isn't that great? And in Spain, they still have pulled their ambassador from Israel, the leftist prime minister there, and they still have their ambassador in Tehran because, you wouldn't want to be racist about it or anything like that. That's crazy. Now, there's this video making the rounds on Al Gore's amazing internet. Peace be upon him. We are truly blessed to live in the same time, the same era as Albert Gore and his creation of the internet, thanks to the patriarchy and all of that. That needs electricity, though. Democrats are anti-electricity. They're anti-everything good. But there's this video making the rounds. New York City. Perhaps you've heard of it. They have a Muslim mayor and his jihadi wife who hates civilization. She's not in favor of civilization at all. And they're running the place into the ground. They're going to make matters much worse. They had a couple of jihadis throw improvised explosive devices in New York City the other day at peaceful protesters. And the mayor blamed the peaceful protesters because he's not an American. He doesn't have American sensibilities at all. You're welcome if you bring Americans or you want to adopt American sensibilities. That's just fine. But this guy doesn't. In any case, on the subway in New York City, and this was actually a couple of weeks ago now, but a woman on the subway train, a white liberal woman, was yelling, free Palestine, free Palestine, right? And free Palestine, free Hamas. She's pro-Hamas. She's an anti-Semite. She's a white liberal woman. And she's yelling about this. And another guy who's a white guy, and he's a New Yorker, and there's no mistaking that. And he decided he had had just enough of this white woman on the subway train doing her, free Palestine stuff.
This is America, all right? This is America. If you hate this country, get the out. All right, get the out.
Welcome to New York.
24 years ago, they were jumping for joy in Palestine, all right? They were jumping for joy in Palestine when they took down the World Trade Center, all right? I'm a native New Yorker. You respect this city.
I'm a native New Yorker.
We have to be quiet. I'm not
You
the one.
should
We
know the
have
score
to be
by
quiet.
now.
Palestine, that's where I say Palestine. And you too. You too.
Free Palestine. And he had another word that he preferred, beat Palestine, and by the way, beat you too, because that New Yorker, had just about enough of this liberal white woman with her free Palestine stuff, because that's the thing. And here's the story in the New York Post and not in the New York Times. New York City First Lady Rama Douaji illustrated essay for an anti-Israel activist who raged about, quote, Jewish supremacist vampires, end quote. That's the Jewish supremacist vampires. The Jews are vampires. And the mayor's wife, Rama Douaji, mayor of Zoran Kwame Mamdani, New York City Mayor Zoran Mamdani's wife, Rama Douaji, created artwork. She's a very artistic person, for an essay book compiled by an anti-Israel activist who has described Jewish people as vampires, demons, and ghouls, and celebrated the October 7th, 2023 terror attacks on Israel. Well, naturally, she has celebrated the terror attacks October 7th, 2023 on Israel herself many times in public and on social media. And her husband, the mayor of New York, has said that she did that in her capacity as a private citizen. Oh, okay. That's good. Now I understand. Douaji, a Syrian-American artist and First Lady of New York City, drew the lead graphic of A Trail of Soap. That's the name of the work, A Trail of Soap. It's an essay published by Susan Abdul Hawa, and in the Slow Factory's latest issue of Everything is Political magazine. The Washington Free Beacon first reported on Thursday. Isn't that great? Just wonderful. Abdul Hawa is a staunch critic of Israel and has been criticized by the Anti-Defamation League for her inflammatory rhetoric toward the Jewish state. In an op-ed published days after Hamas's barbaric attack on Israel, Abdul Hawa called the massacre, quote, a spectacular moment that shocked the world, end quote. And she insinuated that Israel allowed the attack to happen because they like that sort of thing, don't you know? So isn't that great? Sure. And the First Lady of New York is a big fan of all of this because she's a genocidal Jew hater and a Syrian Muslim who would kill all the Jews and wipe out Israel from the river to the sea. And the Democrats, including Democrat Jews in New York, voted for these animals, for these savages, to move into Gracie Mansion and to be the mayor and the First Lady of New York. Whether or not Israel indeed knew of the plans in advance, those few freedom fighters, those are the terrorists that raped and murdered everybody, the freedom fighters, inspired not only the whole of Palestine, but the oppressed masses worldwide. Oppressed masses of the world unite. You have nothing to lose but your blood-drenched clothing. To imagine what freedom looks like, what resistance is possible, and what life is attainable. That's what Abdul Hawa wrote for her piece in the Electronic Intifada. And this is the business partner of the First Lady of New York. Washington Free Beacon also found numerous social media posts from Abdul Hawa attacking Israelis and Jews, just generally speaking. It was always about stealing more of our land. Nothing is ever enough for these rootless, soulless ghouls, she wrote in 2025, December 22nd of 2025. Well, it was the Christmas season, so you've got to take that into account to be sure. And there it is, another post critical of Israel's war against Hamas, which Hamas incited with the attack on October 7th, and then Israel fought back. And you remember they were holding all the hostages in the Gaza and underground tunnels and all of that good stuff, right? And they're attacking the Jews, and it's their fault. And they, how dare you, the soulless ghouls attacking the people that are still holding their people hostage, right? Isn't that right?
The article in the Jewish Insider that was posted about your wife's social media activity. And what I'm wondering is, you're an elected official. She is not. Is it anybody's business, and is it fair to question you about it?
Tough question.
My wife is the love of my life, and she's also a private person.
She's a ghoul.
Who has held no formal position on my campaign
a soulless
or in my
ghoul.
city hall.
She's a fascist, murderous, genocidal, soulless ghoul with murder in her heart. She's a racist, and so are you, because she's the love of your life.
Is it anybody's business, and is it fair to question you about it?
Yeah, it's nobody's business, and it's really not even fair to ask you about it, is it? And I have a follow-up. Your shoes are very nice. Can I get shoes like that? This is there we go. And this woman, business partner of New York's First Lady. We live in the time of Jewish supremacist demons. Right? There is a global war going on against civilization. And the soulless ghouls are the jihadis, the genocidal racists of the jihad. And the Democrat Party is very much in the hot tub with them. Entirely in the hot tub with them. Yes, sir. The First Lady of New York was commissioned to illustrate an excerpt of Abdul Hawa's book by an outside publisher. Yeah, it's not our fault. We didn't even do it. She's never engaged with or met Susan Abdul Hawa. Sure, right. Nor had she seen the tweets in question. Yeah, of course not. Definitely not. The tweets that the First Lady of New York put out are essentially identical to all of that. These people, I'm telling you. Yes, sir. And here in the United States, you know what the Democrats do? Let's go to Kirsten Gillibrand, who's a Democrat senator, member of the United States Senate. It's not the august body that it once was. It is no longer, it has long since ceased being the greatest deliberative body on the planet Earth, which it had been known as for centuries. Greatest deliberative body on the planet Earth, the U.S. Senate. Now they've got a bunch of wankers and hacks, and Kirsten Gillibrand is one of them. And yesterday, testifying on Capitol Hill, Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of the Department of War, and the Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, testifying also. And Kirsten Gillibrand, you know, there was an incident in Iran where Iran claims that a girls' school was struck by a cruise missile. Now, the school was apparently a building on a military base, a Navy base of the Iranian Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. And if true, then tragic. But if it was, in fact, a cruise missile, it's possible that it was a mistargeted building. It is on a military base or adjacent to a military base, a Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps naval facility. But here's Kirsten Gillibrand, the Democrat senator, saying that the United States targeted the girls' school, deliberately trying to kill girls at a school. Kirsten Gillibrand.
Secretary Hegseth has criticized rules of engagement designed to adhere to the laws of armed conflict and support civilian harm mitigation. Secretary Hegseth has also cut the Civilian Protection Center of Excellence by about 90%. So how do these changes by Secretary Hegseth affect your mission, your judgment, and the responsibility that you take so seriously?
Now, I need to apologize and correct myself. This question was not to Secretary Hegseth. This was, in fact, to General Alexis Grinkowicz. General Grinkowicz is the commander of the European Command, the commanding general. Sink, you are the and commander of the U.S. European Command. And so that was the question. And Kirsten Gillibrand. But wait a minute.
Secretary, can you guess how we could have gotten this wrong in Iran?
I'm sorry, ma'am.
Can you guess how we could have gotten this wrong in Iran and targeted a children's school?
Ma'am, I would hesitate to speculate with any incident like this.
I would hesitate, and that's about all he had to say. I would hesitate to speculate any incident like this. They are reviewing the strike to see if it was the U.S. mistargeting or whether a cruise missile coming in, if it's hit with ground fire or anti-aircraft fire of any kind, it can cause the cruise missile to miss its intended target and hit something else nearby. Now, Senator Roger Wicker is a Republican. He's from Mississippi. He was having none of this from the Democrat senator.
Just to clarify, for your benefit, Senator Gillibrand, you did not mean to say that we had targeted a school.
No, she did.
That a missile hit a school.
No, but it's the word targeting.
Yes,
that
of course.
You did not mean.
How we chose a target that turned out to be a school, albeit next to a appropriate target of a naval base. But the fact that it is chosen as a target, I'd like to know, and I hope that we can have an open hearing on this, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
Yes. We're going to have an open hearing. But why did we target a girls' school? Now, this is Iran propaganda. This is the kind of stuff that Tehran puts out and Democrat senators put out. Yeah, we, the U.S. military, deliberately, knowingly targeted a girls' school. And sure, there's an appropriate target 1 building away. You can throw a cinder block to the naval facility run by the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. But she's indicting the Democrat, indicting the senator, the United States of America, and the U.S. military, saying that we deliberately targeted a girls' school in order to deliberately kill girls at school. And when offered the opportunity for your own benefit, Senator, you didn't mean to say we targeted the school. And she, that's exactly what I meant, because I'm doing propaganda for the jihad. I'm a leftist, not a liberal.
Just to clarify, for your benefit.
You're listening to The Chris Plant Show. News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
Prime one-day delivery is fast. How fast we talking? We're talking yoga mats and fitness trackers delivered so fast you can kick off your routine tomorrow fast. We're talking weights at your door without really waiting fast. Water bottles and hydration backpacks fast and fast. The resistance bands faster than you can say feel the burn fast. No jump ropes, just a hop, skip, and a jump away, aka fast. Whew. That was actually a good workout fast. Fast one-day delivery for all things fitness. It's on Prime.
It pays to book your Coastal Carolina stay early with Verbo. Book and save over $530. Verbo, book now, relax longer. Average savings $550. Book 60 days in advance and 7+ night stays. Select homes only.
It's truck and SUV season at Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader. Just look at the rows of trucks and the rows of SUVs ready for winter, like a Ford F-150 XLT, yours for just $37,999. How about a 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander, just $20,999? Or a beautiful Chevy truck Z71, yours for $26,999. Rows of trucks and rows of SUVs during truck and SUV season at the veteran-owned Widget Auto Sales, the used car leader in out of Washington Street, or online at widgetautosales.com.
O'Reilly. Check engine, ABS, or maintenance light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. The service is free and provides a report with solutions verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you need help, we can recommend a shop for you. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car.
Well, son, I think so, too. Now, have you thought about how you're going to finance it?
Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop in and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now.
Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
What does your welcome home look like? Is it a cozy corner or a wagging tail? The sound of kids playing in the yard or a friendly wave from the new neighbor? However you define it, let AmeriQ Credit Union help you make it happen. For more than 75 years, AmeriQ has helped your friends and neighbors finance the homes of their dreams. After all, there's no place like home. Let us help you finance yours. Apply today at ameriq.org/home. Membership eligibility is required. Insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
The pediatric team at Community Health Center of the North Country understands your kids are the most important things in your life. And each one of them is unique in their own way. This means care needs to be personalized for each son or daughter you bring through the doors at our Ogdensburg Health Center. Dr. Sunny Patel and Dr. Tiffany Hett accepting new patients now and providing that personalized pediatric care for every stage of your child's life. Visit chcnorthcountry.org for more information.
It's time to wake up to a chance to win. The Mega Millions jackpot is rising, so get a stretch in, pour yourself a cup of joe, and head to your favorite New York lottery retailer to seize the day. It's your chance to win the $45 million jackpot. Good morning and good luck, New York. Please play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call the Hope Line at 1-8778-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
It's truck and SUV season at Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader. Just look at the rows of trucks and the rows of SUVs ready for winter, like a Ford F-150 XLT, yours for just $37,999. How about a 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander, just $20,999? Or a beautiful Chevy truck Z71, yours for $26,999. Rows of trucks and rows of SUVs during truck and SUV season at the veteran-owned Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader in out of Washington Street, or online at widgetautosales.com.
Never miss an episode of The Derek Hunter Show. If you do, we just might talk about you. 3 o'clock on WMAL.
I want to share a story a friend, a great friend, just sent, and I will say a now reformed journalist sent this. While thousands of Iranians were being slaughtered in Iran by the Iranian regime on February 12th of 2026, it appears that high-level CNN officials were busy celebrating the anniversary of the Islamic Revolution with the regime officials at the Iranian embassy in London. Two senior CNN officials appeared to be Matthew Chance, their chief global affairs correspondent, and Andrew Roy, their London bureau chief. And turns out the Telegraph, the newspaper in England, did a story on the Foreign Office staff celebrated Islamic Revolution at Iranian embassy in London there. Civil servants joined regime party officials weeks after protesters were massacred and shortly before the war began. They had massacred at a bare minimum 32,000 Iranians, perhaps 55,000 Iranians slaughtered. And now the chief of the national police is promising, if you come out and protest, we will gun you down and we will kill you. We will declare you an enemy of the state, and our fingers are on the trigger, they said, the head of the police, the national police. And CNN is partying with them, and here are the pictures of them. They're, having a good time at the Iranian embassy in London, celebrating the Islamic Revolution, and the bodies were still warm.
This is the Chris Plant Show.
WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station.
Making sense of the news.
News Talk 105.9. News now.
WMAL News at 11:30. I'm Heather Curtis. President Trump reacting to yesterday's vehicle ramming attack at a Detroit, Michigan suburb by a naturalized citizen from Lebanon, and the deadly shooting at Old Dominion University by a man who served time on terrorism charges.
It's been going on for a long time. It's a disgrace. They're really demented people.
The president on Fox News Radio's Brian Kilmeade show blaming the Biden administration for letting them in. Tragic news out of Iraq. All 6 crew aboard a U.S. KC-135 refueling aircraft that crashed in Iraq are dead. The head of U.S. Central Command says the incident involving 2 aircraft happened in friendly airspace and
it was not the result of hostile or friendly fire. We're still treating this as an active rescue and recovery operation.
he says bodies of 4 airmen have been recovered. Traffic and weather next.
Is the change in temperature affecting your garage door? Visit GarageDoorRepair.com. Need garage door repair? Visit GarageDoorRepair.com. Hi, it's Chris Plant. For more than 40 years, Overhead Door Company of Washington, D.C. has been the gold standard for service and repair. When you need garage door repair, GarageDoorRepair.com.
Here's Steve Hirshorn in the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
Around the Beltway now on the outer loop of Connecticut Avenue, the emergency road. We're cleared from the roadway. Everything's open. Still some delays left over as you leave Colesville Road, but at least now everything is open and is gradually improving. Outer loop is still very slow from after River Road now to the construction in the left lane after the Clara Barton Parkway before the Legion Bridge. Along the left, inner loop, northbound, 495. Under speed now from 236 Little River Turnpike up to Gallows Road. Inner loop is still slow from the toll road, but the debris that was in the roadway at the Clara Barton Parkway was cleared. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Weather Channel forecast.
Today, increasing clouds, windy at times, highs in the mid-50s. Right now, 46 in Washington. I'm Heather Curtis on WMAL.
Here's Rich Robertson with a CES IT Service Tech Tip.
Hi. For over 30 years, I have received multiple calls from CEOs that go like this. Rich, we're terminating our IT team at 5 o'clock. Can you help us? Or it's an IT director asking, hey, we lost a tech and we can't find a good replacement. Can you fill the gap? Of course we can. What they were not expecting is that our cost of IT services is only half. That's right, half of what they were paying for the previous IT staff. Our managed and co-managed services cost less, and we bring along a high level of advanced cybersecurity expertise.
Visit CESITservice.com to schedule a quick 15-minute call or call 301-620-1580. CES IT Service is your secure network to quality IT service. CESITservice.com or call 301-620-1580.
Every semester, thousands of ambitious students feel locked out of traditional healthcare education. So who's going to open that door? CoVista. And who's turning that ambition into the next wave of practice-ready nurses, doctors, and caregivers? CoVista. Every year, CoVista graduates 24,000 healthcare professionals from our 5 accredited universities, making us America's largest healthcare educator. Open the door to more at covista.com. CoVista, the talent to transform healthcare.
Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car.
Well, son, I think so too. Have you thought about how you're going to finance it?
Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop it and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now.
Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Hi, I'm Kelsey Grammer.
Wounded Warrior Project supports injured veterans by connecting them with fellow warriors, by serving them through mental health and wellness programs, and by empowering them to live on their own terms. No one should face a battle alone. Join us at woundedwarriorproject.org.
WMAL, making sense of the headlines, because common sense isn't so common. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
The jihad is a problem. The Democrat Party is a bigger problem. Let's, I've got, so I hope to get Senator Tuberville, and that's a fun one, a little back and forth on the Twitter. And let's go to the telephones. Let's go to Richard, calling from Manassas, Virginia. Ricardo, you're on the Chris Plant Show.
Thanks, Chris, for taking my call. Hey, that prosecutor guy out there, the Iranian American Soros prosecutor.
Yeah.
The Democrats always go back to the object and not the person. Guns kill people. The guns killing people, right?
Right.
No, it apparently is jihadi Muslims and trans people that are killing people, not guns.
Yeah.
And, that's like blaming the planes on 9/11 and not the hijackers for them hitting the buildings and killing all the people on 9/11.
Right.
It's ridiculous.
Yes, well, they are ridiculous, and it's the manipulation of language, of course.
Yeah. And I just want to say real quick, I want to shout out to Barack Obama for all of the steak and lobster nights we had in Afghanistan in 2012 and 2013 when I was there, because we loved having all those surf and turf nights at his expense. I'm sure Pete Hegseth was just following Barack Obama's footsteps and making sure that the troops got those dinners. So shout out to Barack Obama for that. Thanks, Barack.
Yeah, I got to tell you, so you're in Afghanistan, Army, Marine Corps,
Army.
All right, and there's a big hubbub that what Richard is making reference to is a fake news story that the Democrats have put out that Pete Hegseth spent an extraordinary amount of money on steak and lobster, and there are idiots like on The View and elsewhere who are saying that Pete Hegseth is spending millions and millions of dollars on steak and lobster, like he's sitting around eating steak and lobster dinners morning, noon, and night. And the reality is, of course, that you're in a combat zone. And even when you're not in a combat zone, sometimes our U.S. military people, but in particular when you're about to go into a hot zone, that they bring in some steaks and some lobbies, and you have a steak and lobster dinner, and you go into combat. And it's it's kind of a thank you, right?
Chris, it's simpler than that. The military dining is based on throughput. If you eat a lot in a certain dining facility, you get more money, basically, in your budget to feed the troops. And how the dining facility manager manages the budget, you can actually then budget for surf and turf nights. So it's nothing, special. I mean, we weren't. On the FOB, we weren't in combat at that time a lot. There were some guys that were further out that were, but this was just a regular occurrence. It wasn't that special. I know there were some guys out there that were in far deeper than we were, and it was a very, very special occasion for them. But for us, it was Friday, and that's how we marked the time, was these surf and turf nights. But it's on how the dining facility managers, and it's the way it is all over the military, manage their dining facility budgets. They can do surf and turf in the States. It's just all in a matter of how many troops you feed on over a certain course of time, and your budget goes up if you feed more troops. And then they can just schedule their menus based on their throughput. And surf and turf is one of those options.
Now listen to what the news media has done with this, Richard. Here's USA Today. This is 6 hours ago. So this is actually this morning. Friday morning, after the story has been exposed as a complete fraud, and USA Today is jumping on late. 82 million can't afford health care, but Hegseth gets lobster. That's the headline. All right, that's USA Today. That's this morning at about 6 a.m. And it's, it's good news for the Pentagon. Is swimming in millions of dollars worth of ribeye steaks and lobster tails. Part of more than $93 billion, having nothing to do with the broader Pentagon budget. But yeah, we do feed the people in the military. And, you buy in quantity. You go to Costco or something, you buy quantity, you get a good price. That's USA Today. 82 million can't afford health care. Totally unrelated. But Hegseth gets lobster, and it's not Hegseth eating lobster. And then Newsweek magazine's headline from day before yesterday. Pete Hegseth spent millions on steak, crab legs, and lobster. And that's the headline from Newsweek magazine. Now, it's like it's for himself. People magazine. Yeah. Pete Hegseth goes on $93 billion Pentagon spending spree for lobster, fruit baskets, and Japanese flute. And there's a picture of Pete Hegseth looking very concerned. Right? And the Independent out of the United Kingdom. The U.S. military spent $9 million on crab legs and lobster in the months before Iran war, report. And it is just the lies that they tell are absolutely extraordinary. Pentagon spent more on lobster in 1 month than it did on trans health care.
And they don't want to. What they don't want to tell you is they spent more on lobster in 2013 than they did, or while they were spending all that money on lobster in 2013 for my buddies and I. They were also busy denying people health care and canceling the health insurance policies so they could deny people access to the doctors they like when they implemented Obamacare. Kathleen Sebelius is running around canceling policies because it didn't conform to Obamacare. They don't want to talk about that. They don't want to talk about all the wreckage that they do, but they sure want to talk about the little bitty things, that conform to their narrative.
Well, and Barack Obama, of course, used the U.S. military to attack 8 different Muslim nations, attacking Muslim targets in 8 different, and he's Hussein. So keep that in mind. But 8 different countries.
The most beautiful music you ever heard was the call to prayer.
That's right. Most beautiful sound that he has ever heard. And he lives in the shadow. His $10 million house in Washington, D.C. is in the shadow of the main mosque in Washington, D.C., just off of, it's on Mass Ave, Embassy Row. And Barack Obama's house is just a block off of Mass Ave in the shadow of the main mosque in Washington. But, these people, he attacked 8 different countries, right? And I just got to tell you, these guys, the hypocrisy couldn't be any more profound. And I know there was another part of the Obama thing.
And not a single war powers resolution from anybody in Congress. It's amazing.
Not a demand for a war powers resolution to be implemented. The Democrats they're just not on the side of civilization anymore, Richard.
Yeah, that's correct.
It's trans
Thanks
people.
for taking my call.
Yeah,
Always appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you, buddy. That's great. Yeah, and this the Advocate. Pentagon spent more on lobster in 1 month than it did on trans health care all year. Everything is just a human experiment to them. In New York, they're bringing euthanasia of people to the dance because that's what they're all about now. And again, I talked about it yesterday. It's an amazing story out of Canada where they have euthanasia, which is Michael Piercy said, how many kids can there be in China? It's the euthanasia. They're putting people to sleep in Canada. And you can be in your 20s and say, I'm depressed and I have seasonal, I have SAD. Seasonal, what is it? Aptitude, was it? Yeah, seasonal affective disorder, SAD. And if you're depressed in the wintertime in Canada, then you should probably think about moving. But if you're depressed, you can go into the state officials, the government officials in Canada, and they will literally put you to sleep. They will kill you. They will euthanize you. They will kill you. And in Canada, they kill twice as many people by euthanasia than they kill dogs by euthanasia. That's a true story. Isn't that amazing? Great stuff. And there was something else I was going to say there, but I somehow lost track of it. Just extraordinary. Just extraordinary. The Democrat Party. Too many things going at once. Yes, sir. Oh, you have Paul Begala on the lobster and steak story? And he's a Democrat Party administration official, and he's Paul Begala, and he's a Democrat and a Democrat. Here's CNN on steak and lobster, for which our troops occasionally get, hey, it's steak and lobster night. We get a good meal.
He has spent $15 million in 1 month for ribeye steak, $6.9 million for lobster tail, $225 million for furniture. He spent more in the month of September than most countries on earth spend in their defense.
Well, do you believe
all for himself? Lobster tails?
All for himself.
No.
All for himself.
Do you believe the Secretary of Defense is personally eating all the lobster?
Wait, he can't eat 16? Oh, what? Oh, really? The troops are getting lobster?
Frequently in
theater.
God. Troops who are going to war.
Oh, my God.
Great meal. You know that.
They're getting lobster. You are so
You're
full
going to
of
get
it.
killed over this.
You are
You're going to get
so
killed
full of
over
it.
this. Internet, do something.
Internet. Scott Jennings, the one rational person on the air at CNN, and the internet is going to just kill you on this. He said, and the Paul Begala, oh, sure, the troops are getting lobster. He literally, I think he said the words, and Hegseth is eating it all. Is that what he said? Like millions of dollars worth of lobster, and Pete Hegseth is eating it all. He'd be a lot fatter than he is. I don't think he could do a single pull-up if he ate millions of dollars of lobster.
He spent more in the month of September than most countries on earth spend in their defense.
Paul, do you believe
all for himself?
All for himself, all for all his lobster, millions of dollars of lobster. And if you watch CNN, this is what you get, honestly. And in the meantime, CNN executives and correspondents are dining with the Iranian regime at their embassy in London just after Iran slaughtered tens of thousands of their own people. And here are pictures of them smiling and toasting with it's probably sparkling apple cider. Martinelli's, they love that Martinelli stuff. Isn't that amazing? Just extraordinary stuff. Our Democrat Party. Yes, sir. Let's go to Senator Chuck Schumer. He's the Lizard King, and he is it's kind of fun on Newsmax now. People have taken to calling Chuck Schumer the Lizard King, and in the copy, the writers, the producers who are writing the shows, call him the Lizard King in the copy, and the anchor man copy in the teleprompter, the Lizard King Chuck Schumer. I know I brought that to them. Kind of funny. Here's Chuck Schumer. He is the Lizard King, and he wants to make sure that nobody in America has to show an ID to vote, the SAVE Act. And you don't have to, when you register to vote, he wants to make sure you don't have to be able to prove you're a citizen of the United States. And he wants to make sure that people don't have to show an ID to vote because black people, because they hold black people to such low standards, the soft bigotry of low expectations. And Chuck Schumer, now keep in mind that you have to show an ID to vote in Somalia. You have to show an ID to vote in South Africa because they know that there's a lot of voter fraud. And, you'll never guess who campaigned to make sure you had to show an ID to vote in South Africa. Here is Chuck Schumer.
Their bill isn't voter ID, number one.
Yeah, it is.
It is about voter registration.
Yeah.
It allows ICE
Listen.
to kick tens of billions of people off the rolls.
ICE.
Off the rolls.
Tens of billions.
And they don't tell them until election day. And you show up and you say, you're not registered anymore. You're not registered here. You're not on the rolls.
You're not on the rolls. I'm sorry. Kick tens of billions of people. ICE kicks people off the voter rolls. Tens of billions of people. There are 8 billion people on Earth. There are about 340 million people in the United States. Chuck Schumer says that ICE is going to kick tens of billions of people off the voter rolls.
Kick tens of billions of people off the rolls.
Yeah. Harmeet Dillon is the Justice Department official in charge of the Civil Rights Division, which covers voting. And they have found hundreds of, looking at a number of states that are cooperating, they found hundreds of thousands of dead people still registered to vote. And they found thousands of non-citizens that have voted. And the Democrat Party is fine with all of that because they're not on our side. Boy, are they not on our side. Let me just tell you about that. Man, oh, Manischewitz, completely crazy. As the ROTC Lieutenant Colonel murdered by a jihadi yesterday in Virginia, where the George Soros bought and paid for prosecutor wants to blame guns and the Second Amendment and the Bill of Rights and America and our culture, not the Islamist culture. Never mind that. The Democrat Party. Turns out he also has 2 Bronze Star medals. He was awarded 2 Bronze Star medals. He served in Iraq and beyond, and a decorated lieutenant colonel. Started as an enlisted guy, leading the ROTC class when a jihadi came in to commit murder, and a young man jumped up with his pocket knife and killed the jihadi. I think maybe the Presidential Medal of Freedom. I think you get an invitation to the White House for that. Kept the number of killings to 1. 2 were wounded in addition. The jihad. You know, abortion can move very quickly. And right now in our communities where there are some women who are being pressured to make an irreversible decision in a moment of panic and fear, they're told to act quickly or risk losing support. You'll never guess who tells them that. Many of these women feel that they have no other option, but because of you and people like you, they do have options. At Preborn's network of clinics across the country, a woman receives what the abortion industry will never offer. They offer compassion without pressure, without fear, clarity about the life growing inside of her, and real support to welcome her baby into the world, to live a long and happy life as an American, and the hope of the gospel. As Preborn celebrates 20 years of saving the lives of helpless, innocent babies, there's a moment right now that can help save countless lives for many years to come. An ultrasound machine doesn't just show a picture. It introduces a mother to her child, a living child, a living human being. And many clinics don't actually have ultrasounds, and they can't afford one. But Preborn's goal is simple and it's urgent. Place an ultrasound machine in every clinic across America that needs one. If you have the means, would you please consider a tax-deductible gift of $15,000 to save countless human lives for years to come? To donate, all you have to do is dial pound 250 and say the keyword baby. That's pound 250 on your phone. The keyword is baby when prompted, or go to Al Gore's Amazing Internet to preborn.com/plant. That's preborn.com/PLANTE. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. Pete Hegseth eating millions of dollars in lobster by himself, CNN is reporting. They should be laughed out of the business, but instead they pay these people millions of dollars to be idiots, to be wrong, to be Democrats.
There's only one Chris Plant. The Chris Plant Show.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL. Making sense of the news.
Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car.
Well, son, I think so too. Now, have you thought about how you're going to finance it?
Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop it and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now.
Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Not planning today can cost you tomorrow. Stop worrying and start planning with Trajan Wealth. Contact Trajan today at 202-750-3300 or go to TrajanWealth.com. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. Paid advertisement.
Things people don't believe in. Little green aliens. Bigfoot. And that Spectrum TV combines all your favorite streaming apps with live TV at no extra cost. But that one is actually true. You get over $100 worth of streaming apps like HBO Max, Hulu, Paramount Plus, Peacock, AMC Plus, and more, included with live TV at no extra cost. It's only the way TV should be. It's only everything. Learn more at SpectrumTV.com.
It's truck and SUV season at Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader. Just look at the rows of trucks and the rows of SUVs ready for winter, like a Ford F-150 XLT, yours for just $37,999. How about a 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander, just $20,999? Or a beautiful Chevy truck Z71, yours for $26,999. Rows of trucks and rows of SUVs during truck and SUV season at the veteran-owned Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader in out of Washington Street, or online at widgetautosales.com.
What does your welcome home look like? Is it a cozy corner or a wagging tail? The sound of kids playing in the yard or a friendly wave from the new neighbor? However you define it, let AmeriQ Credit Union help you make it happen. For more than 75 years, AmeriQ has helped your friends and neighbors finance the homes of their dreams. After all, there's no place like home. Let us help you finance yours. Apply today at ameriq.org/home. Membership eligibility is required, insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car.
Yo, son, I think so too. Now, have you thought about how you're going to finance it?
Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop in and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now.
Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, you're not alone. Most importantly, you don't have to live with it. True Vitality Medical Center restores men's sex lives in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, even when Viagra and Cialis don't work. Here's Dr. Simovitz, specialist in men's health.
True Vitality Medical Center's painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. 98% of patients see instant results right in the office.
Men are now lasting longer than they ever imagined. And the best part, True Vitality Medical Center, your consultation and first treatment are free. Qualified patients even get their testosterone checked free. Call 703-637-1222. 703-637-1222. Control of your sex life.
Wow.
Call now. 703-637-1222.
WMAL, making sense of world events, because those who don't know history are doomed to repeat it. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
He's been making the rounds last couple of days, and he was having a rally yesterday. A fun moment. You may remember the name Nick Sandmann. Nick Sandmann. He was in Washington, D.C. From Kentucky with Covington Catholic. I found my blue Covington Catholic sweatshirt at home the other day. It's a beauty. And Covington Catholic, Nick Sandmann, he was in Washington for the March for Life. And they went over to the Lincoln Memorial. And remember, Chief Cheekbones came over and harassed him. And then the news media blamed Nick Sandmann for being the bad guy. He was like a 16-year-old kid, pro-life. But he was wearing a MAGA hat. So CNN and NBC, they lied about him and tortured him, and he sued them and got millions of dollars from these filthy liars. Well, it turns out President Trump in Hebron, Kentucky yesterday looked into the crowd, and wait a minute, there's Nick Sandmann over there, who's not, that was a while ago now. Nick Sandmann and President Trump yesterday in Kentucky.
Now, also with us is a local legend who did quite well suing the Washington Post and various and Sunday on the side. Where's Nick Sandmann?
Nick Sandmann.
Come here, come on. Hurry.
Come on, kid, get up here. And Nick Sandman came up on the stage with the president.
Well, thank you. And as I just said, really, the only thing I can say is, Mr. President, thank you. Thank you, and thank you to all of you.
Doesn't sound like a kid anymore, does he? He's got a big voice now. I hope.
We are one nation under God, indivisible, together.
WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus Media Station.
Making sense of the news.
News Talk 105.9. News now.
WMAL News, I'm Heather Curtis. To battle rising energy bills, Maryland Governor Wes Moore announces the Utility Relief Act.
This will make energy more affordable, both immediately and into the future.
The package includes a clean energy reverse auction, which will
end up funding clean energy projects like solar and storage projects that deliver best value for ratepayers, and we are going to do it at pace and with speed.
Moore also wants to eliminate utility companies getting extra compensation for simply joining the regional grid.
So basically, they're getting paid for work they're already obligated to do. That's amazing.
That will save customers $20 million annually. House Republicans have called the bill fundamentally too little, but hopefully not too late. Scott Litt on WMAL and WMAL.com.
As Iran continues to block the Strait of Hormuz, Energy Secretary Chris Wright said